Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, the man, the myth, the legend, Jacob. Yeah. And we're here today to talk about some horror films. It is that time of the year for horror films to be out for some reason. They always come out in January for some reason. And I'm here with my lovely co host, Bella from Craven Conventions. And
Hi.
we have a special man coming in about 15 minutes. He will be showing his beautiful face. He hasn't shown his face in a while on this podcast, and I've missed him very dearly. And yeah, but it'll be me and Bella starting this off. So we're in semi good hands with Bella, not me, obviously. My show, I guess. But, you know, miss you guys too. And don't forget that beautiful intro mine. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I was reading a chat. Okay. And also, before I forget, it is time for a beautiful intro. Deontay. Lovely, lovely intro. Thank you, Will, from the SNN Network for the intro. I'll always shout you out, my man. You fed my ego with that, and I appreciate it. So I guess it is time.
Are we jumping in?
I'm trying to think here. Do we jump in or do we? Yes, I'm on my way. Okay. I have the word
I'm on my way.
Upstairs that we are jumping in from Santa Claus himself.
I mean, I have a story to kill time with if you want about my viewing experience with one of the films.
Is it of the one that came out first?
Wolfman?
Yes.
Right? Yes, it is.
Well, here we go. We're now talking about Wolfman.
Amazing. I guess we're going in chronological order. Yeah, I had a hard time figuring out how to schedule in seeing this. I saw all of these in reverse chronological order, I'm realizing. So I saw Wolfman literally like 2 days ago, but I had to do it in the middle of my workday, and I got stuck in transit and ended up missing the first 15 minutes of the film because the theater was also one I had never been to, and I got lost trying to get to the actual auditorium. So I can't attest for the first 15 minutes of this film, Jacob. Those are completely on you.
Well,
I don't know what happened.
What's up, Blake? What's up? That's a heavy burden for me to carry.
I know.
But I shall carry. Hi, y'all. What's
Godspeed.
up?
Hi, humans.
How's it going? How's everyone doing? Are you guys having a lovely Saturday night? I'm kind of very chill at the start of this podcast, and that's not normal for me. So, what's happening to me? Am I becoming an adult? I don't know.
Are you becoming a wolf man?
I have notes here, guys, by the way. I am a scholar now. Yeah.
We love to see it.
So, Wolfman, I have a crazy ride with Wolf. I had a crazy ride with Wolfman. Crazy ride. I've seen it twice in theaters. I saw it back-to-back weekend. No, back-to-back days, not back-to-back weekends. I saw it 2 days in a row because I had one friend that wanted to see it, and then out of the blue, I had another friend that was like, "Hey, we should go see that today," and I was like, "Okay, I'll watch it again." And because I loved it the first time, I actually really loved Wolfman. Not to give away my rating or whatever, but let's say I had a similar experience with Wolfman that I've had with one other of this director's work called The Invisible Man that came out in 2020, where when I first watched it, I absolutely loved it, thought it was great. And then on rewatch, it fell off at least a star, at least a point. It went down a whole letter grade. It happened with The Invisible Man, and now it's happened with Wolfman. And I don't know what that says with Lee Winnell. I don't know if that's a me thing or that's a him thing. But I loved Upgrade, though. Upgrade, the same director as Upgrade, and Insidious Chapter 3, which is actually my least favorite Insidious movie. So, I don't know. He's also in the Insidious movies as an actor, but also co-wrote Saw, the original with James Wan. But this movie, I was just kind of I don't know. I had a weird experience with it. Like I said, I loved it on first watch. The person I saw it with actually put this in their top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Wow.
which may have added to my hype, which may have brought the hype. So I don't know if that may have influenced me being next to them who loved it so much, or what it was. But yeah, I kind of fell off on rewatch with this one. So yeah, I mean, since you haven't seen the first 15 minutes, I'll just run it out of the way. Basically, it starts off, it's a flashback. It's our main character when he's a child, you know. And actually, I will say the casting, the little kid does look like a tiny Christopher Abbott, so I will give him that. Great casting. And same with his dad.
Briefly.
Oh, you saw him briefly?
Yeah, and I did agree.
Are hunting, and it starts off, he wakes up, you can tell he's in a kind of a strict household because he makes his bed. He wakes up immediately and makes his bed. It's like a very tightly run household. He eats his breakfast at a certain time, and it's just kind of like, it kind of shows that he's in a very strict household. Then he goes hunting with his dad, and I actually really love the opening of this. I think the cinematography is beautiful. Yes, shout out Blake. Sorry, the comment just threw me off here, the comments. But I think it was a great homage to the OG Wolfman movie. I agree. That is one thing I will give this movie. Yeah, the design of the Wolfman, but I think the story itself, it has that tragic edge to it, like the OG Universal Monster Wolfman. I mean, I like that about it, at least, that it does pay homage to it in a few ways. There's a few little things that I noticed. But yeah, the cinematography was great in this opening shot of Oregon, and he basically goes hunting. His dad's very strict with him, and then they see a deer, and then the kid wanders off by himself, and then there's a great shot where he's looking down the scope, and then you see the Wolfman just standing there for a brief second when he goes, because he's like swinging the scope. When he goes back, the Wolfman's gone. It's a great little sequence, and then it ends with them in a tree house, and you just see the breath of the Wolfman. I really like that. I like that shot of it. And then I guess that's really all the 15 minutes you miss, because then it cuts to modern day, and they're in, I think, was it New York? New York, yeah.
Yep, it's New York.
I would not know, but yeah, it looked like a big city, so I'm gonna go with New York because I don't think it ever says New York.
I want to say that his wife is working for the New York Times, and that's the one thing that like solidifies that they're in New York, because the Times building is in Times Square.
True. Okay. Well, New York. Well, anyway, so yeah, and then we go through, and that's where my problems with the movie on rewatch kind of started. The dialogue, I get what they're going for with the family trauma aspect. A lot of horror movies are doing that nowadays with the family. Actually, there's another one in this movie that has the same type of element to it about familial trauma and passing down of stuff. And yeah, it just wasn't, the dialogue was very not, It's very on the nose too much, too many of the times for me, at least. I don't know if you felt that way, but like even in the beginning, he's like, uh, he says, he's like, if, he's just very protective with, and the way he says the dialogue, it just doesn't come off as a natural father-daughter talking thing. So it's just very, I don't know. I don't know. How did you feel about the dialogue overall?
I had a very similar issue with it of like, I don't feel like this is something you would say in this situation to your younger daughter, like your really young daughter, I should say. And I agree. It was very much trying to take that familial trauma metaphor, but it was just a little too direct with it. Like there wasn't as much arced out through the dialogue. It was just these like random moments of him being like, I'm not angry. I don't do things because I'm angry and I don't want you to be afraid of me. And it's like, okay, we have zero buildup to why you're saying it's like this to your daughter. And honestly, you're scaring me more because you just jumped this conclusion in the dialogue. Like there wasn't an organic progression of like us understanding his mindset or why he was communicating with his child the way he was communicating with his child for me. But I thought maybe that was just because I missed the intro and like maybe there was more of a build up to like why he acted that way in the intro. Cool. So yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. Dialogue was
Yeah, I mean, it was very much trying for the minimal approach, more show don't tell. But all we get is that opening of him with his dad, and I love show don't tell more. You know, obviously, I'm more of a cinematography person anyway. But even I was just like, okay, we needed more than just this little sequence with his father to really, or the dialogue could have been less over the top about it, because there's literally one scene where he's like, he basically mentions the word trauma. He's like, I don't want it to affect you when you're older. And I'm just like, that line got me, where he's just like, I don't want it to affect you when you're older. Sometimes something about being parents are so afraid of scarring their children that they become the thing that scar their children, is what he says. And I'm just like, I saw that theme, but you didn't have to say it out loud in the movie.
yes.
So some, I don't know. That's been my problem with, like, even with Invisible Man, some of the writing for that movie, usually it comes down to just the writing with Leigh Whannell and his movies, because cinematography is always great in all of his movies. He really does have an eye for shots. And just everything technical-wise, I really loved about it. I mean, I know some people are don't like the look. I like the look of the Wolfman. Oh my gosh, I was having a stroke.
You like a DeWolfman? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, I like the way the Wolfman looks, but no, I really do like the way dude, I can't talk. The way the Wolfman looks. I got it. There we are. But yes, it was very much going for enough. And I read this in some articles I was reading about the movie, that he was very much inspired by The Fly and movies of that, which you can definitely tell. There's even a scene where his fingernail pops off and his tooth comes out, just like in The Fly. Very much inspired by The Fly, and I like that approach because we've had so many takes on the Wolfman and werewolves now that you kind of have to do something different. And I really haven't seen. I will give it credit to this; it is unique. I haven't seen a Wolfman movie that took that approach where it's more of their body breaking down and more disintegration into an animal, from a human to an animal. Usually the transformation is quick, and it's a fast, like the famous scene from American Werewolf in London. They just kind of turn. And this one, I feel like I like the slow gradual. I did like that about it, the body horror aspect of that.
I agree. Having it like be such a slow descent was like one of the really cool suspense elements that they did incorporate. I don't know. For me, I had an interesting viewing experience because to me it felt a lot more like an action movie than I was anticipating, rather than like a scary thriller movie. I don't know if I was alone in that though.
Like you felt like it was more of an action movie?
Yeah, I kind of did. Like there was just so many really well done like action sequences with like the fighting and stuff. But honestly, like it was not as gory as I was anticipating it being. Like the things that stuck out to me were honestly just like the moments of like the car flipping and that kind of stuff. Like a lot of the effects.
Yeah, I read some reviews that said that this movie actually didn't have enough action. That was like a big criticism I saw in like a lot of reviews where not enough action. They just hang out in a house for most of the movie. I thought it had enough action. I mean, I do wish the battle between the two Wolfmen was longer, or there could have been more to
epic.
that. Yeah, it just felt a little too fast. And then it kind of just brushes over the fact that his dad was the Wolfman. Like you could see it coming, but still, you just see the little. I think it was the ring, wasn't it, or the tattoo?
No, it's a tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah, the tattoo, and then that's kind of it. And then there's not much reflection on. Oh, I just killed my father. Like there wasn't a lot of that. They just kind of skipped over that. Yeah. Like the story just feels very lean. It's just very lean story.
Mm-hmm. It's very simple as well in a lot of ways, like with how they chose to incorporate like the other narrative elements for his journey.
Yeah. And like I will give it that. Like I like the pacing was fast. Like this I've seen this movie twice and both times it flew by for me. I felt like it was like an hour. But honestly, I think this movie could have been like 20 minutes longer. And I think it should have been 20 minutes longer just for more development with things, honestly.
Yeah.
Like Blake is
I don't
saying, he said it was a very baseline movie with not much depth. Yeah, I agree.
I agree too.
So you feel like it was well established that his dad loved him, but was really mean with anger problems, and it was obvious he dealt with it until he finally moved out. So therefore, he carries that and held it against his dad. Struggled with wanting to make sure he's never like his dad. Yeah, I see that, Blake. Like you get that. Like I mean, it's easy to understand, but I just think if you're gonna your whole movie is kind of that's the theme. You got to have more development there. You got to do more with that than just opening sequence and then he fights his dad as the Wolfman.
Yeah, like just I think you used the term like it was just really on the nose dialogue of like almost to a point of it being excessive for the audience to see because you already do have that established as a fact. So it's like, okay, why are we kind of beating a dead horse? Like this is redundant. We're not going deeper with that storyline. We're just reiterating something we've already established for the viewer.
Yeah.
And I think that was my issue with it, was just like, let's peel back more layers. We had the time.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, it could have been 20 minutes longer. And like, I really like this movie was, it was supposed to be, I was anticipating this movie for years. I think they announced it first in 2021 and Ryan Gosling was supposed to star and Derek Cianfrance was supposed to direct it. And he did Blue Valentine and Place Beyond the Pines, which are two of my favorite movies. They're very depressing movies, but they're two of my favorite movies. And I feel like if this is what they're going for with the familiar trauma, that would have been a better movie. I feel like he would have handled it better. No offense to Leigh Whannell. I like I said, really great cinematography, but I really think that if that was directed by that director and Ryan Gosling was starring, I think it would have been better, honestly. For me, anyway. I mean, look, Ryan Gosling's in my background. Like, I mean...
I was about to say, I'm like, got the Drive poster back there.
He's my favorite actor, so I think he would have... I love Christopher Abbott. He's been great in a lot of stuff. But I think Ryan Gosling would have pulled that off better. And I think, honestly... But he's not the biggest issue. I think the biggest issue is with the director. I think Derek... I want to say Cianfrance is how you pronounce it. But he would have done a better job. Yes, you should trust me. Always trust.
I trust you.
I think he would have done better with the familial aspect of it for sure. And I think they dropped out about 2 to 3 years ago, and then Leigh Whannell went on, and he actually wrote this during COVID, and he said like being confined during COVID was what inspired him to write this. And you can see that with like it mainly staying around the dad's house and then being inside and kind of,
the isolation aspect.
Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I just think the story could have been just a little better, touched up at least for me.
Yeah, it's fair. I think it's fascinating. Sorry, go ahead.
There you go.
I was gonna say I did not know that there was the overlap of the original Saw film, creative team wise, with this film, because there is very clearly a moment that is referencing Saw in this.
When he chews his own foot off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking the whole time, I was like, was someone from Saw in this? And I didn't end up doing any follow-up research, but I thought that was really funny when you mentioned that.
Yeah. I really like that. I really like, I guess, going into some of the technical stuff that I actually did like. I really like the perspective that we get with the Wolfman, the flip of the POV. I thought that was really well done. I like the night vision look it has to it. I love just how it flips and how like one side you see her saying one thing and then he can't really understand what she's saying, and you can kind of see kind of just him transitioning into the Wolfman and, not understanding, obviously, because he's becoming a wolf. So I really like that, of them going back and forth with that Wolfman POV with that night vision type look. That was one of the best parts for me.
I agree. I thought that was a really cool effect that they put on, just so he could finally be like in his brain to see the world around him and like why he's becoming fearful and like lashing out.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And I really liked that. Like I said, I love, there's one scene in particular with that effect. I love the spider scene where it sounds like somebody's like walking heavily on the roof, or, it makes you think it could be the Wolfman walking on the roof, and then he just opens the door and it's just a spider crawling in the closet. That was a great scene with the sound, where you see like his enhanced hearing. I really like that.
Mm-hmm. The whole like evolution of him becoming the Wolfman was just really cool. I loved the makeup that they were using to like slowly make him look ill.
Yeah, and I actually looked into that, and that was 100% practical, no CGI used in the transformation of the Wolfman, which is amazing to say for a 2025 horror film. Almost said 2024, but a 2025 horror film using all practical. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Let's keep using practical effects, please. Practical effects are so much cooler.
Yeah, when I looked that up, and I was just like, that was just amazing. And it said it took around 2 to 7 hours for them to do the makeup, which is, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine sitting there for that long. But yeah, I really, really like that about it. Blake said it would be a fun cosplay to do. I mean, I kind of already look like a Wolfman, so why not?
I don't know. You're not balding.
I actually love this Wolfman, despite its many flaws. It was emotional, but they didn't let the story marinate enough. Yes, I agree. I didn't feel, honestly though, I will say, I don't know if it's the person because the first person I went and saw it with, they were very much into the story. I mean, this movie had them jumping. They even cried a few times during this movie. Like some of the emotional moments with the emotional moments. And I don't know if being with them just influenced my emotion, but I will say the ending, I did get a little emotional at the ending when he dies the first time I watched it. And then the second time I was like, this feels very rushed. This doesn't feel very well done at all. So, like I said, my change, like I went from I gave this an A, a 4.5 out of 5 when I first watched it. And then now it's like a B minus type movie for me. It dropped a whole letter grade.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're
I don't
not my
know.
teacher.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Just rewatch. I just that rewatch, it just went down. And like I'm still trying to figure it out. And I don't know. It's like a phenomenon to me. I've seen it now, what was that, 3 weeks ago? And I'm still just like, what changed? Like what was I on that first viewing? Because like, man, it just plummeted to like a B minus. And I mean, what Blake is saying, I always have to watch everything twice almost, just to let adrenaline wear off and have a level-headed, judgmental watch afterwards. I agree, because also, like I said, I've been looking forward to this movie for like 3 to 4 years, since 2021 when I saw Ryan Gosling was attached. It was one of the first movies I ever added when I created my letterbox a few years ago. I think it was like my second movie I added to my watch list. Like it's been very anticipated by me because I'm a werewolf guy. I love werewolf movies, always have since I was a kid. And I think I was just so excited for it that maybe that first watch, I was just kind of blind with hype, because that second watch, I was just like, what is this? Because I saw it with a friend that's a little more critical and more logical when it comes to the movies, where he's thinking logically. And there is some logic issues in this movie that I'm just like, yeah, you're right. And the more he kept talking about it, I was like, you need to just shut up, because before I go I'm about to go to C+ here. Like, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. And I was like, oh my gosh.
That's kind of sad though, because it's like, if you really enjoyed it that first time, I would be curious what the conversation right now would be if you had like stayed riding that high.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. Ooh, Saturday Night Nerd said I was looking like a snack tonight, and Bella, you're stunning as ever.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. I mean, put some cinnamon on me and eat me up. I don't know.
Cinnamon? That's the spice you go for?
I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, it's been a strange.
What kind of food are you?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to eat meat. Trust me on that one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just the more I think. Moving on. No, I'm just kidding. Sometimes it's okay to go in and just enjoy without thinking too much. Originally, what movies were meant for before we start to dive into them. Yeah, I agree with that. There's also that. I appreciate that, Blake. Thank you for don't beat myself up. You know what? I beat myself up a lot. And you know what? Now, because you said that, I'm just not going to beat myself up anymore.
I think that goes for everything. It's like often it takes much more integrity to defend why you love something than it does to tear something to pieces, trying to dissect it.
Yeah.
So, and if you love The Wolfman, more power to you.
Yeah, like I have a friend, this is in their top 5 favorite movies of all time. And I have not said anything to them about that. So, I mean, I'm so glad they had that much fun with it. And I think their excitement for the movie and maybe their reactions, because like I said, they were jumping at all the scares, they were crying. I mean, I think having that reaction influenced me where I liked it more. And, maybe so. But on second watch, I was just like, what is going on? I was like, and is this the same movie? But to add to that, though, I don't want to sound like I'm bashing this movie, because I actually still think this is a good film. Like, I definitely would watch it again. I think it is a good film overall. And I think it is getting a little too harsh of ratings from critics right now and people.
Yeah. Just a simple tale of a man who becomes a wolf, you know?
Yeah, and I respect this movie a little more because I actually did research for this, guys. I looked into things, and yeah, I never do that. Lee Winnell, actually, he had a friend that was battling with ALS, and he said it was kind of terrifying to watch them kind of disintegrate and not, lose their ability and, try to grasp for a semblance of who they used to be. Not to get too dark here, but it and apparently they died. And he said in an interview that he kind of channeled his grief into this movie and kind of put it into what he wanted the Wolfman to be like, where he's just kind of grasping for any semblance of humanity left in himself, like he's trying to. So I really respect that he took his grief and tried to put it into something.
Yeah, you can absolutely see that.
Yeah, because I mean, that's one thing he did nail was him kind of slowly losing his humanity, and like we said about the night vision and the way he could see the world, and just he started to not be able to understand what his wife was saying, what his daughter was saying. It was just that was really well done for sure.
And I would also say that like the reactions on the part of the daughter were also really well directed, just in the sense of her recognizing like you're no longer who I know you as.
Yeah.
Like you're no longer my dad.
And I think Julia Garner did okay. I think she's a great actress. I think it was more the material than her. I think she did well for what she was given. I just think that the whole mother-daughter thing they were also trying to go for just was not fleshed out at all.
No.
They just kind of introduced into the movie that the daughter obviously is very much more comfortable with the father and really much connects with the father more, and they're kind of the mother and daughter are kind of estranged, and they kind of put some effort into that. And in the ending when they look at the valley that he wanted them to look at, and you could tell that maybe they'll become closer, but it just wasn't very, it kind of took away from other parts of the story and it didn't really add much.
Yeah.
And like what Blake's saying, when the daughter told the mom he wants you to end it, and that's only the moment I was like, this is emotional, but could be way better if they hit the layers. Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't know. I just didn't feel emotional when he's like, he wants you to end it. I was like, how do you know that, little girl? Like, I don't know. It could have been.
She's a mind reader, Jacob.
And the
she reads minds.
Okay, that was a cute aspect. But if they would have done other stuff better, it would have worked a lot better for me.
No, I absolutely agree.
I do like, though, how they tie the beginning with the ending, whereas they start the movie and they're in the tree stand and you see the breath of the Wolfman, and then the end of the movie, it's instead of the father-son being in the tree stand, it's the mother-daughter being in the tree stand, and you see the breath of the Wolfman. There is kind of a tie there.
That's
from the beginning to the ending. I like that kind of, except that in the end, the Wolfman actually pops up and they shoot him. In the beginning, the Wolfman, you just see his breath and then he runs away because he hears an elk or whatever. By the way, I'm not an animal expert, but in Oregon, I don't believe there's any elk. And also, it shows a deer at the beginning of the movie, but then it makes an elk noise. Deer don't make elk noises. And I know that's a little thing, but that was a little logic thing where I was just like, okay, they're from California. I guess they don't really know animals. I don't know. They're from Hollywood. They must be city people. I don't know. Maybe that's
because they're a Foley artist in the house.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, Oregon does have elk, but I don't know if
it was a deer that made an elk noise.
Yeah, it was the deer that made, because the whole time they're hunting the deer, and then there's an elk noise. And deer and elk, I mean, they are sometimes together, but usually not like that. I don't know. That was just a little logic thing I had. I would be comfortable.
I didn't see this part of the film.
Yes.
So I can't say anything.
She was stuck in transit.
I was. By that point, I may have been looping the theater.
Probably so.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I was really lost.
Well, you know what? I understand. I would be lost in a big place too.
Yeah.
You know, I have one theater around me that I go to. It's not that hard for me. I'm just, theater. I'm there.
Yeah. That's so fair.
What's up?
You're
He's
back.
here.
Hey, I
He's
made it
here.
home.
It's my baby boy. He's here.
I love my babies, my angels. My angels were holding it down.
Thank you.
Your Majesties. Man, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
actually
see
just-
everybody.
I actually just saw Deontay Saturday, but
Yeah, we were all in
unexpectedly.
presents. We were watching the presents.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
literally in the theater, and Deontay was like, "You're behind me," and I thought he meant that he had already left the movie. I thought he meant he was in the showing before me. No, I was literally sitting in the row behind him. So after the
Yeah.
movie, the lights come on, and it's like an angel, just like God ascending from the heavens. There's a light shining down. And there's Deontay just sitting there, and I'm just like, he's here, and I was just, yeah. That was our presence watching. We're talking about the Wolfman here. Deontay,
Oh man.
put your 2 cents in on the Wolfman.
Oh, dude, man. If I could give it a score, what would I give it? Because it's like, for me, the bar is kind of like mid right now for horror movies because it's just like I want to be. There is some traumatic experiences going on in a lot of the movies that's been coming out lately, but it's just like I want to be scared shitless like I was when I watched Paranormal Activity again. That's what I want, real genuine fear when I watch horror movies. And Wolfman didn't really do that for me, but it was still a damn good story. You have Julia Garner, who looks like a goddamn 14-year-old, and then her husband Christopher Abbott, who looks goddamn 46. It's like, bruh, this was a kind of an odd pairing right out the gate too. So it's like, it's like, it's all right. She's raising a kid with this guy, and it's just like, that's the hardest part to believe. I wasn't hung up on it the whole movie. I let it slide, but damn, like, she's going to be our Silver Surfer in the MCU, and she's also known from Ozark. So she's a damn good actress. She's got a lot of funny roles and a lot of serious roles.
Isn't she also Anna Delvey?
She is.
I thought so.
Oh, Julia's a fucking legend. She's a legend. I can't wait to see her role as the Silver Surfer. So she was a good wife. Well, she criticized herself, so I did like that aspect of her being a conscious mom and a conscious wife. A lot of the story was she was worried about not being a good enough mother to her daughter, and then turns out they had to fight for their lives and like work together to fend off the other Wolfman that was trying to kill them. I don't know if you guys got like really heavy into the spoilers, but basically the dad got scratched. You saw that in the trailer, and he slowly changes into the Wolfman. And of course, that most predictable part is he has like he's a conscious Wolfman, so he's able to discern his family from the enemy, and he fights the other Wolfman to protect them. And I was like, all right, I can live with that. That's pretty damn cool. I wouldn't say it's like film of the year material, but it's definitely like somewhere like a high end C and maybe a low end B for me.
You're right there with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all right there.
All right.
It's a well shot. I love the cinematography. We gotta love that natural lighting in the forest, and there's even some lore. So the movie starts off with just like, oh, the local native tribe basically were aware of this disease that turns people into like a flesh-eating creature. So it's been around for a long time apparently. So I'm expecting a prequel for this.
Oh yeah, Bella, I forgot. That's text that shows up at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I completely.
Oh,
that
yeah,
just
Dion.
Yes.
I forgot
Yes.
about that text. I don't know. That text. I don't know.
You saw this twice, Jacob.
You know what? That text just slipped my head. Okay.
That's so funny. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Deontay, I don't know if you heard this, but I did miss the first 15 minutes of this film. So Jacob was explaining what I missed.
You missed the text.
Yeah,
She missed
I
the
just
text.
learned that from you.
She missed the cool scene with the sun with the scope on the Wolfman, and then he looks away and it's gone. That was a
Yeah.
nice scene. We kind of
Yeah.
dove all the way. We talked about how it was like reminiscent of a fly, how he's disintegrating, and we also mentioned how like Lee Winnell took his experiences from one of his friends that had ALS, and they were kind of slowly, their health was declining, and they actually passed away, and he channeled that kind of grief into the story. And you can tell that he at least with that whole aspect, he did take a lot of care with that and how he declined into the Wolfman.
Yeah, the visual effects that they did with that, like whenever he's looking at his wife and daughter and everything starts glowing, I was like, that's pretty innovative. I like that. That was a very creative idea for them to do that. I liked it. It was pretty fresh and brand new on basically a wolf transformation and the slow process of it. And it's just it's sad.
It was 100% practical. There's no CGI, which was me and Belle were talking about, that we find, having practical and horror in 2025 is pretty awesome.
So good.
So exciting.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What else was going on with that movie? That's pretty much like the meat and bones of it. Like he got scratched, transformed, and helped his family fight for their safety. So,
how do you guys feel about the scratch, him turning into the Wolfman? Were you guys cool with that? Did it just work for you? I've seen some people have some issues with that, so I was wondering.
I accepted it after I realized like that was how they were choosing to make it transferable. I was really hoping it would be a bite though.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that it's so much more fun if it's like an actual physical, like you latched on to their shoulder or something.
Exactly. And it was the sequence of it all was just weird because it just like he smacks the window for no reason and then goes down and proceeds to eat his friend. Like, why did you? It's like, all right, I'll let it slide.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I didn't even. Yeah, it took me a second to even figure out like he had been scratched. I was like, I don't logistically understand how this occurred, but okay.
You're like, damn, his nails must be long. He got them press-ons, like,
yes. Literally.
Okay, sis, I see them nails. All right.
Yeah. Said I want 5 inches minimum.
Wow.
But yeah,
Jacob's like, what the hell did I just walk into?
No, yeah, that was, and also, I felt like some of the it wasn't his friend, but the guy that turned out to be the other guy's little kid, the son that's now grown up.
Mm-hmm.
And catch that when they're talking when the dad's talking on the radio at the beginning, he's talking to a guy, and the guy he's talking to, that's his son grown up that they encounter when they first go to the house or whatever.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh.
And just he was just acting weird to act weird. That was one of those things where it's like, we need you to act weird for this movie to add to like the creepiness of the movie. And like, there's no reason for him to act the way he was. Like, he was just weird to be weird.
Yeah. He's turning around in a truck and he's saying some like, he's saying, I forgot what he said, but he said something crazy to the wife and the daughter. And it's just like, oh, I'm going to make you get out the car. It sounded like good advice, but You're throwing everybody's
It was
energy
just
off.
icky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yep. It was also one of those things where it was like it happened so early on in the film. I was like, I know you're not going to be weird. Like, this is a story about a wolf and a man, and
Right.
we're too early in. Like,
It's like, oh my Jesus.
yeah. It's like, why are you acting weird? I already know you're normal. Like,
It's like, what's been going on in these woods that made you look like your personality like this? What's been going on? That's It sounds like there's more than one wolf man. I don't think there's one wolf man at a time in that forest. And I'm kind of glad we didn't see multiple because that family would have never survived that night.
no.
There is
Not
one
at all.
scene I do love. I love the scene where I do like the set piece of the car being stuck in the trees and them having to get out
Yes.
of that. I do like that. It was kind of like it kind of felt like a video game set piece in a way of like trying to hurry up and get off before the car falls. But and I do like when they're running towards the house and they do like a quick turnaround and you just see the wolf man on all fours just running at them. And then, you know, they're trying to unlock the door. I did like that too as well.
Yeah. There was a lot of interesting things going on over there. And it's like,
And I do think the greenhouse sequence was very well done too, with them being on top and him jumping up and scratching. I do like that.
Yeah.
That was a really good
Mhm.
sequence as well.
I was scared. I was like, man, if you don't go over there and grab your daughter right now, I will jump through this TV and fight the Wolfman for y'all. I swear to God. Don't hurt that
Yep.
little girl. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. Like individually, there's some individually really well done, executed, technically wise, you know, really well done sequences. But as a whole story, it just doesn't quite mesh together completely.
Yeah. I think that was a really good way to summarize that.
Thank you. My brain works sometimes.
You're welcome.
But yeah,
I'm like, somebody got a warrant for their arrest?
they're coming to get Bella.
Oh shit. What did you do, Bella?
I don't know. It could be so many things. I cannot believe you actually could hear that siren. There's been like a whole bunch going through lately.
Yeah, you have to lay low for a couple days.
Gonna hide under my desk.
Uh-oh. God.
Yeah.
I think that's all I
It's
have
actually-
for Wolfman.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of said everything I needed to say about it. I've seen it twice. I already talked about how my grade went from an A to a B, and you know, the more I think about it, the more I started to not like it.
Yeah, it's like declining just a little bit.
Yeah, just the more I thought about it. But hey, who knows? Maybe on rewatch, you guys will go from a B to an A. You never know.
I will keep you posted if that happens.
Then the guy from The Hills Have Eyes.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I like the way he looks, but yeah, I can see that.
I don't
they
disagree
should've-
with this. I was expecting him to look more like wolfy, traditional werewolf like. Oh well.
He's like, why didn't he howl? He howled, right? He howled in the movie.
Once, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
so
like
they check that box. One howl. We're good.
But yeah, I think that's the best way to summarize it is just didn't mesh well completely together. The story was obviously lean. They just could have done more with the mother-daughter relationship, the father, the whole father thing, just the familial trauma stuff. They could have just could have done another rewrite for sure, maybe 2 rewrites. But
Yeah.
I do respect that it was 100% practical. I love the cinematography, beautiful cinematography. I respect that he took some personal experience and pain and put it into a story. I respect all that. And overall, I think it is overall a good movie. I just don't think it's great.
Yeah.
fair enough.
So now, I guess what we already gave our grades, right? Did we give our
Yeah.
grades?
I don't think I gave a grade, but I think but I wrote down that I gave it about like a 3-ish.
A 3.
Yeah, out of 5.
Oh, whew, whew.
Yeah.
3 out of 10. Oh.
Yeah.
No, out of 5. Out of 5. It wasn't that bad.
I think on Letterboxd I gave it a 3.5, but it's more like a.
Yeah.
I only gave it a 3.5 because I gave it like a 4.5 at the beginning. So I was like, I feel bad if I go to a complete 3. So.
Like, whew.
So I'd give it like a B minus. You know, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun time.
Mm-hmm. B minus C plus is definitely right in that ballpark.
Yeah.
So now it is time for. There's a presence around here.
Oh
There is.
snap! Looky here.
Oh, I love this poster.
That poster's bomb. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I love that poster as well. I think it's really good. Really well done. Shout out Presence, directed by Steven Soderbergh, a very underrated filmmaker. He's like a journeyman's filmmaker. He's done like tons of movies, absolutely tons. And yeah, you know, he's done like from Traffic to like is it Unsane? Unsane. It was that he shot completely on an iPhone. He's done all kinds. He's always trying to do technical advancements and things and trying to do different things with a movie, and you can definitely tell with this movie. Adam, you are the Presence. I would be terrified if you were. But yes, ominous.
Very.
Yeah.
Very ominous.
But yeah, Steven Soderbergh directed, written by David Koepp, who he directed Stir of Echoes, if you've ever seen that. Very good paranormal horror film that came out like in the 2000s. Kevin Bacon. Really good movie, actually. Underrated. He wrote Jurassic Park. So,
Hey.
I mean, he's got a lot of pedigree behind him. And their last film together was Kimmy, which is an underrated gem. And I will talk about Kimmy. I will defend them, or not defend, because nobody really talks about it. So I will sing its praise till I die, because it is a great film. It came out in 2022 on HBO Max right now. I don't think it even has a Blu-ray. I think you can only watch it on Max. I think it has like a DVD. Zoe Kravitz is the star. It's about an agoraphobic girl that thinks something is going down at her workplace. That's all I'll say. And it's absolutely, and it's kind of during the COVID era. And it is absolutely amazing. So well written. Such a great thriller. Underrated. It was like my second favorite movie of 2022. It was so good. I love that movie. It's amazing. So check out Kimmy.
Oh yes,
Sure.
Absolutely.
Zoe Kravitz is great in it. It's just an amazing movie. Watch it. Well written. Very well written. I don't know what happened with this movie to start off my.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Some of this dialogue, I was like physically like squirming in my seat. I was cringing so hard.
Yeah. I know one character in particular that is the most cringeworthy.
Oh my god, yes.
Mm.
It's like, I'm in control now.
Oh.
Oh, that kid.
That whole-
Crazy ass kid.
I was next to a friend of mine while I was watching this. I watched this with a few friends, and I was sitting there with my hands in the air. I had my hands in the air at one point going, what am I watching? What is happening right now? And I was like, what am I watching? Like, it was so bad.
There's a character by the name of Ryan who was played by Wes Mulholland. So in his defense, I won't say his acting was bad. It might have just been the script's fault. But he tried it. He tried.
He did. Like, I don't want to give any discredit to the actors in this film whatsoever. The dialogue they were given, while I do believe I knew people in high school that spoke this way, it was something that, like, I just weirdly was deeply unsettled by watching these people
Absolutely.
speak that way. I was
Oh.
like, I don't know if this is like a hyper realism or like they have gone so far over the edge of cringe and like how teenagers talk that it's like, no, it's just an over dramatization of teenagers. I'm like really torn with how I felt about it.
Yeah.
But I had a visceral reaction, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I was like, man, the teenage boys can't be that toxic, can they? I mean, yeah. We live in America, so anything's possible.
So true.
Oh man.
I was gonna
That's
say
so
when
bad.
he went when he was just like, I'm alone. I was just like, oh my god, dude.
I think I laughed.
I was just like what? I was like, why are you doing this, buddy?
He's like,
Yeah.
my mom controls everything. My dad controls everything.
I'm in control of nothing. I was just like, okay,
Whoa, like whoa, like
calm down, buddy.
way to make this a scene about you, and she's literally crying into your arms about some completely other shit. Wow.
Hey,
Like,
to his credit, it worked. To his credit, it worked.
yeah, that is some top level manipulative shit.
I was just like, I was just looking at the girls like, you really falling for this girl? Like, are you really falling for this one?
Yeah. That is also how I felt. I was like, oh, please be smarter than this.
Right?
I was just like, oh my
But no.
god.
Talk about ignoring
Yeah.
red flags. Oh,
I think
know?
the only really good performance was the dad.
The dad,
oh, the dad. He was such.
he
a-
crushed my soul.
Yeah. I had a friend tell me he's from the show This Is Us.
This Is Us? Yes.
Mhm.
I love that show. He's so good
So
in it.
good.
I've only seen like a few episodes of that show, so I can't comment on that. But he was great. He was by far the best part. Chris Sullivan is his name. He was really he was the best part. He had actually some like great levity, and there's a few scenes that made me. He was just hilarious. Just made me laugh. Just great levity.
Yeah. He was such a like emotionally intelligent man too. I was like, man, that's almost like hyper realism itself. It's like,
Mhm.
Just some of the way he interacted with his wife, it was just like awful. I was just laughing. It was just like so good.
yeah, she was definitely wearing the pants in that relationship. Woo.
And like the way he
Man.
talked to his son, I was just like, you get him.
He was not tolerating his son's bullshit at all. I absolutely loved that. His son was such a bully, and
Yeah. No, the dad really was just. Ugh. He actually did make me tear up a few times. I'm not gonna lie. Like with how he emoted the dialogue. He was the only one that I felt like actually the dialogue made a lot of sense for his character.
yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you had Lucy Liu in this, who's a great actress.
Mm-hmm.
And she's so good.
But just for some reason, it just was not, the script just was not in her favor.
We just didn't have a lot of time with her, which I was really surprised by.
Exactly. And they were hinting to all kinds of shit too about her. So it's like,
Yeah, that
I
went
know.
nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like
she's
the
in
whole
some kind of dirty business.
Yeah.
And
the dad's on the phone talking about like, hypothetically, if somebody is to divorce somebody, would they be in trouble too? I was just like,
Yeah. No, it was really interesting how this film was done, like just as an arc overall, because we never really get any answers about any of the characters or like what specifically is happening in their journey or like details about like the friendships and relationships that they have external to the family. But I don't know. It worked in moments and then it didn't quite work as well in other moments for me. Like there were moments where I really wanted a little bit more specificity, a little bit more detail. Like I really kind of wanted to know what was going on with Tyler and I really wanted to know what was going on with Lucy Liu's character as the mom.
yes.
I was like, I want to know what the shady business is. I want to understand more about your relationship with your husband as a result of the shady business you're a part of. Things like that.
Exactly.
But yeah. But no, we just get a lot of scenes that admittedly, like, they do a good job of showing you like there is a tension, but I don't know. I just wanted them to go a little deeper. It was like sink your claws in a little bit more. Give me a little bit more to
Exactly.
work with. But yeah.
The more that I think about it, the worse the score is going to get for me.
They're like,
Like,
Game of
oh
Thrones,
no. Because it's just because it's like we kind of robbed the story from so much potential. It's just like when I first saw like her on her laptop, I thought she was cheating on her. I was like, oh shit, he's about to
too.
walk in. Yeah. And just catch her with like another man or some shit like that. It's like, oh my God, what is going on
Yeah.
in this household?
I mean, we have an entire scene where she's like, she's deleting stuff off of her laptop, and like,
Mm-hmm.
it goes nowhere. Like, why did we spend that time showing her delete stuff off her laptop if we're not gonna ever mention it ever again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, is she in the mob or something? What the hell's going on with this woman?
And the fact that like we know it has something to do with her son, if I'm not mistaken, because there's the two kids. There's Tyler and then the younger daughter, but the mom very much favors the son, and he's like a competitive swimmer.
Yeah.
And she has like this whole weird scene with him where she's like, parents make bad choices sometimes, but it's for their kids. And I just want you to know everything I did is for you. And he's like, I have no idea what to do with that. And I'm like, I have no idea what to do with that either. I'm so
Right.
lost.
We're all in the theater like, what the hell is she talking about?
Like, bro, what did you do?
Oh my Jesus. Oh my Lanta. Oh man.
Yeah. I will say, and I'm sure Jacob's probably going to want to talk about like the cinematography of this film, the POV camera, the entire way through. I don't know what your thoughts were. You're nodding.
Yes, you know what? I loved it. Technically, for me, technically, it was perfect. It was amazing. I loved it. I love how they transition from scene to scene where it just goes to black and then fades back. Because if you think about it, not to get all metaphysical here, but like if a ghost were to be, I feel like it transitioned very like very supernatural feeling. Like the way the editing was, it felt very super. Like it felt like a ghost floating in and out of consciousness type thing. I really loved the editing where it just went to black and then it went to something else. It went to an entirely different moment, different time of the day, night, whatever. And yeah, like it was flawless camera work. I loved the POV of this movie so much. Like it was and actually I read that Steven Soderbergh, the director himself, was behind the camera the entire time, that he was the one that did it, which is just crazy to think about. But like, wow, like that's a lot of work. And yeah, so from the technical perspective, yeah, I love it being from the ghost POV. I thought it was amazing. I love the wide angle lens. I absolutely just loved it. And I was even telling Bella this on the other day, but if this movie was at least well written, or even if it had the familial trauma, all that, if it had its elements well written and well done, such as like a Hereditary or something of that, which I'm not even going to try to, because Hereditary is one of them is hard to match.
Ooh.
So I can't.
It's so
I don't
hard.
want to. I can't say if it had that level, but even if it had close to that level, this would be an instant classic for me. It really would. Like, I mean, I loved being from the ghost POV. I love that idea. It's such a unique concept. I've never really seen it that much. There's a movie called Ghost Story by A24, which is a great movie. But even that, it's not completely told from the POV of the ghost, like absolutely. But like this is like completely 100% the ghost POV. And I absolutely love that experiment. I loved how it was done. It was technically perfect. Everybody deserves props on the camera team for that. I mean, that's easily the best part of this movie.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Mm-hmm.
I also enjoyed the sound that they used for like the
Oh.
supernatural moments. I thought those were so well done.
The sound design was impeccable too. The sound design was amazing. Even how the house was, the old house, even the footsteps
Yes.
and the creak in the wood, it was just so. The sound design, it was just so amazing. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, technically this movie is technically astounding, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just it kind of shows you how bad the story is, though, that we're not so high on it because the story would have to be pretty rough for us to not give it a high grade. But like, yeah, like man, if they would have just gotten even a well written story, not even a Hereditary level, just well written enough where it's like really good, this would still be an instant classic.
Agreed.
Easily.
Yeah, and I will also say, like, going into this, I was not expecting the storyline to make such intense turns towards, like, assault, if you will. Like, that was not something I was, like, emotionally prepared for. So, like, trigger warning to anybody out there. There is a lot of references to drug use, and there is active drugging of characters that are minors. So
Yeah.
just want to throw that out there because that part was really hard for me to get through.
You might have heard of Sesame Street's Cookie Monster, but Ryan was truly the Roofie Monster in this movie. That's what I'm going to call him.
Yeah, that's the way to put it.
Like, I want to roofie this entire damn family if I had the chance. It was like, damn, dude, just chill out, man.
Yeah.
I want to put
I
everybody.
mean, we got 50% of the way through the family. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do the mom and dad too, just for the shits and giggles. Like, damn, this is why I just can't take random drinks from anybody.
Literally.
Mhm.
Literally. No, I left that.
Yes, in a
Yes.
way.
A Diddy documentary.
But
No
yeah,
comment.
the
Take
only
that.
other thing I have on the technical is I saw that this movie was shot in only 3 weeks, and primarily it was
Oh, wow.
shot in the house. Like nearly 100% of this movie was completely like all the actors were in the house the whole time. It wasn't soundstage. It was none of that. It was like a real house that they were in, and just be able to do that in 3 weeks is just insane to me as well. Just like technical just popped off 100%. Just like wow.
Yeah. Like, dude, how did you manage to save so much money and waste so much money at the same time, bro?
And just like I just can't believe this is the same guy that wrote Kimmy and like Jurassic Park and like made Stir of Echoes. Just like the writing of this was just like, what were you doing? I don't know.
Pure
And I
chaos.
also saw like Neon posted this because this is a Neon movie, and they market the crap out of their movies, but probably the best marketing that a production company has. Really, I love A24, but when it comes to marketing, Neon just like nails it with their marketing. But they said that the story was based off Steven Soderbergh. He moved into a new house in LA, I think it was. And he had apparently his maid had an encounter with what she called a ghost, what she thought was a ghost, whether you believe that or not. But she said she had an encounter with a ghost, and that's what inspired him to start producing this movie and have David Koepp write it. Was he thought what that would be like to be like this ghost just seeing somebody's life in your house, basically. Like that was like his inspiration.
I love that. And I feel like you can see that in the film for sure. Like the supernatural and non-linear quality of the ghost experience was kind of my favorite part once we started learning more about the quote unquote presence in the house. I thought that was really well done. Like bringing in the psychic and she's like, they're confused. They don't know why they're here. Like I really loved that whole aspect of the film. It was just the family, like, and their interactions together that were kind of hard to get through and weird.
Yeah, that the son was like an absolute nightmare, and you feel bad for Chloe, who's the daughter, and between her younger brother or older brother or whatever, being a total
he's
asshole,
the older brother,
and dad might be on the verge of getting divorced. Who knows? And she's just going through a lot, and her friends are dead. And it turns out the guy that's been killing them was about to get her.
Yeah.
So major plot
No,
twist.
it had great bones, and I think that that's the thing that like hurts me most about this film is like teen grief and teen death. Like that's all a very, very real thing, but the way it was approached, they did it almost more from the sensibility of like making it like an infomercial about teen drug abuse and like all of these things that can go wrong in a high school. Like I felt like I was looking at a poster turned into a film from a local high school, and that was like the thing that bothered me the most. I was like, you didn't even need to do that much to make this feel like a more organic, this girl is struggling and she doesn't quite know how to articulate her grief or how to even get through it without hurting those around her or worrying those around her. And that I wanted more from that element. I feel like, yeah, this absolutely could have been a classic film if those things had just been a little deeper and a little less on the nose.
Exactly. Because you also missed another opportunity when directing this film. He could have touched on the fact that the girls were dying left and right. He could have gave us like a flashback. He could have like, because we all assumed that it's one of the girls that died recently. That's the presence itself. And so, all right, let's get to know the girl. Like we see a picture of her with Chloe, like all over the bedroom. Like there's one or two photos of them together, and it's just like dive into that a little bit, like stray away from like what the mom and dad are arguing about if it's not going to be relevant, and then just dive into what's going on with these girls that keep dying and haunting this house.
Yeah,
that would have been interesting.
But it would have been interesting. I don't feel like I needed a flashback sequence though. I liked that we stayed exclusively in the house with the ghost presence being the perspective we're following.
That was going to be my comment too, because it would be kind of hard to flash back and follow the girls if you're wanting to stick with the presence perspective of being in the house.
Yeah, because you do kind of learn about the girl when you see the presence, like helping her with her homework or like closing her books for her and stuff like that. And then like the presence, she smacked the orange juice, the roofied orange juice out of Ryan's hand the first time. And it's just like, yeah, that's got to be a homegirl. That's got to be a homegirl that smacked that shit out of his hand. So I wanted to know more.
Yeah, I mean, it leads you to believe that, but like the whole movie, I was like, if it's gonna be the girl, I was like, I hope it's not the girl, because this is gonna be way too predictable. Like, it was gonna be I was just like, this is gonna be way too, like if it's the girl that died or her friend, I was just like, no, it's gonna be way too predictable. So I'm glad they actually didn't end up going that way.
Me too. That ending did get me, I will say.
That ending was crazy.
I saw a lot of people say the ending got them, but at a certain point, I was thinking, I liked the twist of it, but at a certain point, I started to think it was the brother. I don't know what made me think that, but I was just like, I feel like it's going to be somebody in the house, because they said because the medium says in the movie that where the ghost is confused and time is not linear, and wherever it's at, like wherever this ghost presence is from, that time is not a continuum or whatever.
Yeah. The other thing about this that kind of threw me, because of that line that you're referring to, the psychic comes back at a different point in the film later on and keeps saying that they had a dream about the ghost, and the ghost communicated with them that there is something bad about to happen that they have been sent here to fix, and it has to do with a window that will not open.
Ooh.
Or like a window that won't close right, I think is what it was. Like a window that won't close right. Correct me, please.
Yeah, it was a window. You're right. The window that doesn't open. Now that I remember it. Was that the window the boys went out of?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was so confused by that line, and I'm still confused by that line.
I am also confused about what that line means. I still don't know what that line, why that happened, like why she said that. It doesn't make. There's no.
It
I
doesn't
mean,
make any sense.
yeah,
What
they went out the
happens?
window. They went out the window, but what does that have to do with it not being able to close right or whatever?
Yeah, because the thing is, like, they crash through it. It's not like the window is open and they roll out. It's that they crash through it. It's like the
What I was
glass
thinking
breaks.
was she wasn't gonna be, for some reason, somehow she wasn't gonna be able to. Somehow she wasn't gonna be able to breathe, and then she was gonna try to open the window to breathe, and then she couldn't. She was gonna die or something. That's the only way I could see
Yeah.
that working out. And then when it didn't, I was like, oh. When they started fighting, I was like, oh, they're gonna go out that window, aren't they? And then they did, and I was just like, but that line still doesn't make sense. It's just like.
Yeah,
No, I thought the
don't
same
know.
thing of like something bad is going to happen. Like, okay, you're going to try to escape through a window and the window
Yeah.
won't open. And so then yeah,
Right?
I don't know. So many questions.
So many questions.
I
Not
do
enough
love
answers.
I love the twist that it's the brother, but when you think about it, me and my friends were talking about this. Maybe we're just perverts. So tell me if I'm wrong.
No, I think I know where you're going with this, and I agree with you. Continue.
Okay, but if her brother was the ghost, why is he just standing in the closet watching his sister have sex?
Thank you.
That was a little odd for me.
Uh-huh.
I'm hoping that's not what Soderbergh or wherever is planning on doing with that.
My only thing that I can think of is based off of what the psychic says, that it's not necessarily conscious of who they were in life. So it's like a protective presence, but it's not like her brother. Does that make sense?
I can see
It's
where
like
you're-
brother, but he doesn't know it that he's the brother.
Yeah, like this is a spirit that has like a mission and an intent, but doesn't necessarily know who they were in relation to any of the people they're observing.
I feel like this we could use this to like spark up something with the people in the comments section. Like, do you guys theoretically believe like it's the brother that was the presence, or do you think it was the best friend that died?
Well, I mean, it's spelled out. It is it's revealed.
It's
It's the
Tyler.
brother. Yeah.
So he's stuck in like an infinite time loop because he died in that house. And
I mean,
So here's how I'm understanding the timeline. This bad thing happens, but I don't necessarily believe that like the brother actually woke up in the timeline that the ghost died in. Like, I think the sister actually died, and then it's like he carries on his lifeline and he dies eventually. And so this is like an alternate timeline of it's his spirit that came back to fix this one moment in his life. Because this was the thing that was never resolved, so that it creates a new timeline that's healing.
Yeah,
I have no idea if that makes any sense, but that's how I want to believe it happened.
I like your theory. It's just I don't know if he's on a loop or what's happening, because it's like they move the rest of the family move out the house. She sees him in the mirror and nobody else sees him, which is crazy because it's like the entire movie, all you had to do to see the presence was to look in the mirror just like at just the right time. I don't. There's a lot of unanswered questions for me that I would really like to see like an interview with the director to see like what was his plan for that.
well, I agree with that. I think it had to be like your theory. At least that's the theory that would make the most sense to me, Bella, because I was thinking about that when I was done watching the movie. I just kept racking my brain. I was like, okay, so he died, but then he's already the ghost, but the event already happened. Like the event's not happened yet, and he's going to do that. Like he ends up saving her in the end. So why would he come back as a ghost if he saves her? So it almost have to be that it's in a different timeline for that to work. Yeah.
And then you have to justify him watching his sister have sex.
Yeah, I don't know what that. I will say at least they had the ghost in the closet, and then the ghost kind of was like turning its head Like you kind of see it was turning its head away. Like there was a little bit of a. It was looking more towards. It was looking more at the door, and they were kind of in the foreground,
Yeah.
kind of. So at least it was a little. Whereas like maybe the ghost was kind of looking that way, but at the same time, if the ghost can go in any, unless the ghost didn't know exactly. Like Bill was saying that it's just being protective. It doesn't know that it's the brother exactly. Maybe the ghost didn't know the moment that something was going to happen to her. Maybe it was just watching at all times to make sure. So,
Nothing
maybe.
crazy goes on afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can rock with that. Because it feels like that presence is tethered to the closet. Like at the end of the day, like after traveling all throughout the house, it always comes right back to that closet.
Yeah, like that's where it just kind of manifested.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And
I
it's
feel
like-
like I don't know. When I read some reviews that were like a lot higher than us, obviously, and they were saying like it was a good exploration of like trauma through generations and like like having trauma in your family and wanting to fix that. And like it was really profound for them and stuff. And like I'm glad it hit them that way, and it was profound for them. But for me, the story and the family wasn't written well enough for it to be that profound for me.
Yeah, and I guess with like the generational trauma and like this being a story of like trying to rectify that, I don't know if it necessarily does holistically. Like it fixes elements, but we end the film with the mom losing a child. And like that's its own trauma. Like she doesn't lose her daughter, but she loses her son that we know she has a closer relationship with.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's interesting. I didn't think about this one in terms of like a generational trauma. I can absolutely understand that interpretation just by nature of like Tyler as a ghost coming back and fixing what he did wrong in his life in this timeline. I don't know.
It breaks my heart, man.
It's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish it was done better.
Yeah.
Me too.
Better.
Because I am low-key kind of traumatized by this, because like, why the fuck did you have to tackle him out the window, bro? Like, you could have just tackled him to the other side of the bed and did something. Like, if I walk in a room and I see some shit like that with my sister, I'm just gonna beat his ass where he's standing. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm writing that incident a little too hard, but
no, I mean it makes, because I mean there's too many. I don't know. There's too many, just not discrepancies per se, but too many just not well fleshed out aspects to it that you're just like, it's kind of hard to feel all of that when it's not really. I mean, I'm glad some people found it, and I mean, but I just felt like it could have been more well written for me, where I could have kind of felt that, because I did not feel that much emotion. But I will say this, and I was thinking of this while watching this. This is definitely a movie I will own. Like I will definitely buy this when it comes out, and it's a movie I will rewatch, just because now that I know that the ghost is Tyler and I know the ending, maybe on rewatch it could go up for me. It could be an opposite Wolfman and could go up, Rewatch.
No, for sure. I do want to rewatch this one as well. I'm very intrigued.
Me too. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know how you're gonna make a sequel or a prequel to this, because this is a very interesting theme to work off of as far as supernatural horror goes. So,
well, the thing is, it's I'm almost 100%. Yeah, I will never get like this is definitely a one and done, because Soderbergh is that type of director. He kind of does one thing and then moves to the next. He kind of, but my friend said this on the way home from us watching it, and I agree. This was kind of never done before.
Yeah.
In this way, like the way this was never done before in this way. So it's kind of disappointing, because we'll never get it. I'm trying to see how to word this. It will never get like we'll never get to experience the first time of this again. Like, it's kind of disappointing that the story let it down so much that if a movie does come out and does it better, we'll still be like, well, it's just doing the Presence thing, but better. It's kind of disappointing that we didn't get it at the beginning of it. It's not kind of disappointing. We didn't get it from its first iteration.
Right.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Such a shame.
It is. But it's cool that this is like a concept that now is like in the ether of like committing to the POV cam, because I do love the POV cam. And I think there's a lot you can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Pure genius.
That alone is pure genius for me. Like I just like, I don't know. It kind of, because we're getting personal here on Jacob's Film Perspectives.
Ooh.
For me, I've been kind of creatively bankrupt recently. I've been very creatively bankrupt, actually. I haven't really worked on a film or made a film in a while now. And watching this kind of inspired me again. I was like, okay, like it kind of gave me that juice. It kind of made me feel like, man, I want to try something again. Like I want to do something. So if not for it being a great movie, it at least gave me that feeling of like, wow, I'm seeing something different. I'm seeing something innovative, creative, genius.
Fresh.
Yeah, fresh. Yeah. Somebody trying something different, and it's like inspiring me. Like, oh, you can try different things, and like, this is like produced by Neon, and it's a well-known director, the writer of Jurassic Park, and they're still trying these cool things. So like, yeah, at least if not for it not being a great movie, obviously, at least it gave me that. Kind of gave me some creative juice in a way.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, I love nonlinear storytelling, and I think that this had a lot of really great elements in it as far as inspiring you to think creatively and create differently.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, it didn't make me feel alone like the guy,
Yeah.
You're alone.
You're so alone.
He's like, I'm so alone. And I was just like, oh my gosh. It's like,
I'm in control.
You are so down bad, dude. You are so down bad.
You should roofie yourself.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. He deserved it for sure.
Yeah. The roofie monster. That's his permanent nickname.
I will say that though. Yeah. I'm glad Bella mentioned that. It is kind of, it wasn't shocking, but it was kind of crazy to see like about the assault, the assault stuff to come about. Like I didn't expect the assault stuff. So I will say it's probably good if anybody's watching this and has, are sensitive to that, just know that going in, that there is some essay stuff. There is some there's some drugging, there's some, there's not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily show anything, but it's there, the content's there. So yeah. Yeah.
The brother stops it before it goes that far. So thank God. Like, whew, man,
now
double the trauma.
Now, do you? Yeah. Okay, when he's like taking the paper and he puts it on her face, right? Yeah. The way he was talking like fentanyl was on that paper. Is that a thing? Can that happen? Or was
it wasn't paper. It wasn't
saran wrap type thing.
Yeah, he put fentanyl in her drink. But okay. I don't believe that there was anything on the saran wrap itself. He was just playing with the suffocation of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just felt like he could have used something different. I don't know. Maybe that.
That's fucking young Joker, man. What's wrong with him, man?
That sounds psycho of me. Like, you should have used something different. But, like.
Whoa.
Be a better cry. Be a better villain.
Right?
Like at least like, I don't know, something better than Saran wrap, dude. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I don't know.
Man, do better.
You didn't
Do
like the
better.
saran wrap? That was what bothered you?
You know, it was kind of lame. Hey, you know what?
I personally did not have that reaction watching that, but I support you.
When I was watching it, I was like, you could have used like a bag. You could have used like a cloth. You could have used something stronger. You didn't have to use just a little saran wrap there, buddy. Like maybe that my mind went there. I don't know.
I mean, logistically, the saran wrap in my brain is way scarier because that will suffocate you way faster if you have that because it clings. It's cling wrap. So it creates that seal and you are just inhaling the plastic immediately.
But I look like the psycho, but you know this.
Yeah.
It's just basic anatomy.
I'm just saying, I didn't know that I didn't think about that so closely about the saran wrap being more effective. I just thought it didn't look cool.
And Chloe was about to be his third victim, so this dude is a true serial killer.
Yeah, he was a serial killer.
He was a serial killer, man. What?
But that's another thing. I could never buy that kid being a serial killer. He is too dumb.
Yeah.
He would have got caught.
It was like at some point you just gotta have to stop taking drinks from him. He was like, man, I get sleepy every orange juice I have, so I don't know what the hell he's putting in this shit. But
literally,
yeah,
this is why I never accept drinks from anybody.
I will pour my own shit.
Yes, I will watch it happen.
Yeah. I'm a fentanyl myself. Screw y'all.
I will say this is like just a random fact that I don't know why I know this, but there is a nail polish that they started making that if you dip it into a drugged drink, it will change color to tell you that your drink has been drugged.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I should probably start painting my nails with that.
Yeah, I'm going to the store to go buy some now just in case. I'm just going to start
case.
sticking it in all my drinks.
I mean,
I think you have to like specialty order it, but yeah, like I want to say it was a school in North Carolina. It was a university in North Carolina that they developed that because that was becoming such a big thing in the aughts.
In the aughts.
So yeah, in the aughts. So yeah. What can I say? I'm just a girl who lives in a very big city.
It's a whole lot better than Southeast Missouri. Yeah. Fuck fentanyl. And fuck Ryan the roofie monster too.
Yeah.
Facts. He's the worst.
Your lame ass haircut too.
Oh my god, he's like just so quintessentially emo. Like emo Beach Boy vibe.
Yeah. He's a T-Move Kid Leroy. That's what he looks like, Kid Leroy a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, the music he was playing was trash. I'll say it now. I was like, what kind of music are you playing, dog? Like, I'm sorry, but if you're trying to get a girl in the mood, I feel like if I was a girl, I'd leave the room if you played that song.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but you know.
I would put my panties right back on. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, man?
Get out of my house.
No cookies for you, sir.
Leave.
Whoo, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, what would you guys give presents grade-wise? Or whatever your rating is. It doesn't have to be grade. Whatever rating you do.
I would probably give presents. Damn. Oh, now my heart is breaking even more that I got to do this.
I know.
A C-.
I'm really torn because I feel like I have to give this one a 3 as well. Like a 3 out of 5.
That's fair.
Yeah, because I'm like, go ahead.
I'm a cinematography whore. So just for that alone, I mean, I give it a B for me. It's a B for me. But a B for me on Letterboxd is weird. It's a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd, but it's a B for me. So yeah, that's my ratings.
Now I kind of need to reconsider that because it's like I'm being a little bit too mean. Maybe I can give it like a solid C.
I think a solid C for it, just because it is very innovative as far as the cinematography. The story just is what really strips those higher points for me.
Yeah. The story is everything. I'm a story whore. If Jacob's a cinematography whore, I'm a story whore. I will show leg on the corner for a good story.
Oh my gosh. I just like, can we have all of those elements be good?
Please?
How about just a well-crafted film?
That would be nice. It would have been a classic.
Yeah.
Like when I think about this movie, it could have been like, I know some people don't like this movie, but I like it. I feel like if the story was done well, it could have been like, in a way, this generation's version of a Blair Witch Project.
I can see that.
In a way. I mean, obviously, that started a whole genre, but like, this would be as close to that as it probably did, I guess, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we've seen the POV camera sparingly throughout a lot of horror movies. Like Black Christmas specifically is the one that comes to mind for me of the POV camera. Like, we never actually see Billy. But this is definitely exciting to see someone commit to that being how we experience the whole story.
I kind of wish this was like a deep demonic supernatural horror movie like this. The presence that's following them around the house is just like giving them like a red herring, and then it's like, oh, surprise, bitch! I'm not anybody that you're familiar with. I'm a Lord Baphomet.
Yeah.
I'm here to possess your daughter.
Yes.
But we didn't get that. Oh, yeah, it's a lot of Diddy references going on in this comment section.
There really are.
I mean, the presence was in the closet a lot. I would have used the R. Kelly reference at least once. But Diddy's up there. Diddy's up there.
I mean, I think that's it for presents then. I don't have anything else.
I don't either.
Now it's time for Companion.
The grand finale.
So excited for this one.
Sophie Thatcher.
I almost say
And
is
Jack Wade.
I almost say is if I had Sophie Thatcher as my companion, I would have treated her a lot better. And that's what I want to start this with.
Hell yeah.
So fair.
So she was what was the word? I forgot what they called the bots in this. Dang it.
Oh Lord. Empathics. That's the brand. Empathics is the brand. And then she's an emotional support bot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have loved an emotional support bot that would look like Sophie Thatcher if I was down that bad.
He was down horrendous.
I was telling me and my friends were talking about this all the time. We were like, this man is down awfully horrendous. Like, I don't know what level you got to be, but my God. And then, but at the same point, but this may be showing my light a little too much. Me and my friends were both like, dang, we kind of want one at the same time. Like, wow.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that.
You know, sometimes it do be getting lonely. I'm just kidding.
Hey, man, you never know, man. Them AIs, they just hit different.
You know, one of the things that I keep wondering with some of these films, because this is not the first time that we have seen, you know, men specifically decide they need a robot versus a woman. Like, this is unfortunately a repeating thing. Like, Stepford Wives, we had the one with Megan Fox. Like, I don't know. Maybe one of you can answer that for me. Why do men prefer robots to real women?
Man, that's a great question. Because I don't know if it's just freaky directors in Hollywood or what is going on. There's some freaky shit going on.
I feel like I could comment, and I feel like I have a perfectly good answer to that, but I won't give it
Oh man.
because
Okay.
then
Uh-oh.
that would show too much. That would say too much. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. I don't know. It's a phenomenon,
Fair
I
enough.
guess. I don't know what the thing is. I'm just saying I wouldn't personally want one. I just said that as a joke. To be clear, I respect real women, real live women. I would like a woman with a heart.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying I could see hypothetically.
Oh,
I'm
God.
gonna do 2 for this. Hypothetically, why it would be appealing in some aspects, and but that's all I will say about that.
Man.
Fair enough. I just think that it's very interesting that we have centuries now worth of cinema, and among it, we consistently see men creating female bots. But I don't think I've ever seen a woman create a male bot. And if anyone in the comments wants to chime in, like, does this movie exist? Let me know, because I want to see it if it does. But it does concern me. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, as far as film goes, like, girl, what is going
Yeah.
on?
Like, I don't want to be microchipped.
I haven't seen the Megan Fox one, so
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not a story I look
Totally
for.
Yeah, and
Sorry, I feel like I just made this really awkward. But it was just something I've been curious about because I literally just on Craven Conventions wrapped up deep diving Stepford Wives, and so now I'm just like, okay, come on, what's going on here?
it's definitely a
And this
trend.
film has so many references to Stepford Wives, it's not even funny. Like the whole supermarket scene for how she even meets him, like,
What? Oh wow, I didn't know that.
yeah, that's an iconic scene from the Stepford Wives films. Is the women are like all glamorized and they go through the supermarket and shop together.
Damn. Now I'm gonna have to rewatch Stepford Wives.
I've never seen the Stepford Wives
Yeah.
because again, I am not into that concept. Let me just clarify.
Good job, Jacob.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Real women only.
I do want.
Yes.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
One time for the queens.
Yeah. Speaking of queens, Sophie Thatcher is having a year or a few years. She was in the Boogie. Well, I haven't seen. I've heard she's in a show called Yellow Jackets. It's apparently really great. I don't know. I've never seen it. The Boogeyman she was in 2023.
Damn good movie.
I remember that was one of your favorites, Deontay. And then she was in Maxine for a small part. And then she was great in Heretic, and then now Companion. So she's doing really good things.
Yeah, she is. Like that cat. I feel like one of my major complaints about this movie is that the cast should have been the Saturday Night Live cast. Like maybe keep Sophie, but trade Jack Quaid out for like somebody like Beck Bennett or so because there's a lot of goofy moments, and it's just like Beck Bennett would be a lot more believable than Jack Quaid. And then
I don't know. Jack Quaid is getting really good at playing an incel. He's really getting good at that. Let me tell you.
I agree.
He's getting good at playing a pathetic white guy. He's just really good at that. Shout out to him for being I don't think he's that in real life. Hopefully not.
Hope not. Oh man.
He's really good at playing that. With The Boys, Scream 5. Was it Scream 6? Scream 6?
Yes.
Scream 5.
It was Scream 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever. One of the Screams.
What? One of the Screams.
And then now this.
Yeah. There's like the other girl in the movie. I think her name was like Jackie.
Oh,
Uh,
Are you talking about Cat?
Cat. Yeah, like that could have been like what is her name? Heidi. No, Chloe Feynman. That could have been Chloe Feynman. The gay couple could have been like Boeing Yang and somebody else. Like they were a funny couple, but Boeing Yang is like top tier comedian. So like he probably would have like improvised and added more funny shit to their dialogue. But I like this crew. This crew was pretty nice.
Hey,
I-
Diego
I love
in the
your
com-
commitment to recasting this film, Deontay.
Yeah.
Diego in the comments was right. This movie technically did
Oh, I
have a
know.
male.
It
I mean,
did.
it was for a male. To be fair, it was for a gay man. It wasn't for a lady. But there is a male robot in this movie.
It's played by Lucas Cage himself. Or not
And he's
Luke
so
Cage,
good.
Gage.
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 He was in Smile 2. I know him
Mhm.
from. He's in a movie called How to Blow Up a Pipeline. That's really good too.
Yeah, there's a DC TV series spun off the Sandman universe called the Dead Boy Detectives. He plays the Cat King in the show, and man, he does a damn good job at it.
Yeah, he played a great robot.
He
I do
did.
remember that.
He was a
And
great
his-
robot.
His name is and his name in the movie is called Patrick, and I looked it up, and he was named after the T-1000 from Terminator 2. Because Robert Patrick played the T-1000 in Terminator 2, so that's why they named him Patrick.
That's crazy.
I
That's a
love
Terminator
that.
2 reference. That's pretty cool.
This movie was more comedy with like a splash of trauma than anything else. It wasn't. The trailers made it look like it was going to be the new generation of slasher horror. Like this is going to be that franchise for slasher films, and it's not.
I got beef. I got a rant with the trailers, by the way. I got a rant. I got a rant with you, New Line Cinema. I see you. And also New Line Cinema. You own the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Make a new one. But anyway, the teaser trailer was awesome. I kept seeing the teaser trailer for months in theaters, and that's what actually sold me on the movie was the teaser trailer because I didn't know anything about it. I'm not I now am a huge Sophie Thatcher fan, but I wasn't before this movie, and so the trailer was what really sold me. I was like, I like that concept. Really, I saw a toxic relationship, and I was like, I could probably relate. I like that concept, and yeah. So like the first teaser was really good, and then I'm scrolling on my phone, and I guess they know I love movies. I guess the FBI agent, whatever, that tracks me, loves movies. I kept seeing the ads for this movie, and they spoil the big twist that she is a robot. The
Mhm.
ads, and I feel like if we just went into this movie not knowing she was a robot, it would have been so much better, especially for rewatch ability. It would have been so much better because I was with two friends and they did not know she was a robot until the twist happened. Like
she didn't even know she was a robot.
yeah, and like
None of the robots do.
they should have played it that way, but no, the ads literally give it away. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, any of the ads they show give it away, and it's like, why did you do that? Just keep it. They should have just kept it like the first teaser, where it would just look like a toxic relationship, and just kept it as that, and then gone. You didn't have to. I feel like that just curbed my enjoyment for this movie a little bit, just because I was like, well, I know she's a robot.
Yeah.
Well, they absolutely set it up like it's a reveal too, and that was also frustrating. Of like, we're trying to kind of build suspense here. Of like, is she a robot? Is she not a robot? We're gonna throw in these little cinematic references to all of these robot films, but we're not quite sure if she is until it's like oh yeah, no, she's also a robot, and I'm like, that's not a reveal anymore. Your trailer told me this.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
frustrating.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you stringing me along for something I already know?
Yeah.
They should have thought that one through.
But I will say, I mean, I saw it with two people who didn't know she was a robot, And my friend that he told me afterwards, he's like, yeah, I thought the dialogue was just rough. He's like, I didn't see her. They didn't see her being a robot coming. So I guess they do really hide it well in the beginning. I mean, when you know she's a robot, you can see because she like gives him the weather at one point, and just the way she was like moving and like talking, I was like, yeah. But like I guess it's subtle enough where some people didn't get it.
Yeah.
Damn.
The lines where she's like, I wasn't built that way.
Yeah, it's kind of got a little messy when there's just like, oh, you don't believe you're a robot? Let me show you all these weird, unnecessary memories that I just added to you. And it's just like, okay, you kind of driven that point home that you can pretty much alter everything about her through like an iPad. But damn, dude, it started getting messier and messier. And then it turns out to be like this plot between Kat and the main character, Jack Quaid's character, plotting on killing a Russian guy to take all of his wealth, and shit just goes crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, shout out Sophie Thatcher though. She was a great performance in this. She was just like she is a really great actress with her eyes. Just like her eye acting. That sounds like a weird thing to say, but like her eye acting was like really amazing. Like the way she just did her eyes was just like she could just convey so much with just her eyes. It was really, really great acting, and like definitely just like nailed it as being, you know, this robot, but also trying to be very human at the same time. I bet that's a really hard thing to do as an actor. So like shout out to her and Lucas Gage. They both did amazing, but especially her, just the way she acted with her eyes and stuff. Just shout out her. Definitely great performance for her.
So good. You know, like how do you gaslight a AI robot? Like he's just like, we're going to power you down because you sound crazy. And it's like, no, she just stabbed a dude that attempted to have his way with her. What are you talking about?
Well, to be fair, they did jailbreak her. So
right?
Yeah.
That was fascinating to me.
And now that I think about it, it was just like that was a part of the plan all along, just to have her kill him. And it's just like stuffed the knife in her pocket, and it's just, oh my god, it's just like,
yeah, it's a fun film, but like dissecting it, there's so many interesting and really dark components to it when you think about it, of like ethics and stuff. Like, who is really guilty here? You jailbroke up the aggression of your robot, and then you had them kill somebody. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. The comedy was great though. Like I love the comedy. Like, I thought it had really well written dialogue as well. And I really love the friend Eli. That's the one that has the male robot. The guy that plays Eli, he was hilarious to me. He was so good at like reacting to what Kat and Jack Quaid's character Josh, what they were doing. Just the way he was reacting to what they were doing was just absolutely hilarious. Like it was just, he was so good. I don't know the actor's name. I probably should have looked that up before, but I know his character named Eli. He did a great performance as well.
He shot a revolver for the first time.
And you really felt like he did take care of his robot and actually loved him, like had a real relationship with him, that he wasn't using him in the way Josh was using Sophie Thatcher's character.
Yeah, so that's Harvey Guillen, and I absolutely love him. He's in What We Do in the Shadows. He plays Guillermo, and I absolutely adore him in that. He's also in like Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
I have not seen either of those.
He was hilarious.
They're both great.
Me. There's a few lines where he just hit me. I was just like, he was making me laugh. I was just like, he's so hilarious. Absolutely. I also love this. It had a really good like soundtrack too. I really like the soundtrack of it. There's the one scene when they're dancing. That's 80s synth song. I don't know the song, but the 80s synth song. I was in the theater just dancing in my chair. I was just moving with it every time they played it. I was like, this is my vibe, man.
Are you talking about the one from the flashback with Lucas and Harvey? Or Eli and Patrick? You talking about that?
No, that's that new hit song. This is when they were in the living room and they play a song. It's played it's played when they're dancing, and then it's played again at the end when she's like messing with Josh. It's a really good song.
Yeah.
I don't know the artist or the name, but I was like getting with it. I told my friend next to me, I was like, this is my vibe, man.
Hell yeah.
I was dancing. So,
No, it has a great soundtrack.
They also play Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls.
And that's the robot's name.
Yeah, when she's getting delivered too in the flashback, when it shows her getting delivered to Josh's house, they're playing that song in the back. He's playing that song in the background. I was like, that's a good little Easter egg for those who know.
That's crazy.
And Iris, if it, it's kind of is it an anagram? Is that what they call it, or whatever it is? When it's like for Siri.
For Siri.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's for Siri. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's a little thing for Siri too. I read that in an article. That was like a little thing they did because Siri, Iris, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool.
Gotta love an anagram.
Yeah. I'm looking at the cast right now and I'm just like, man, okay. Rupert Friend played the Russian guy and he looks so much like a SNL cast member. It's just like, man, this could have been an easy bag for Lorne Michaels. So, but I guess we'll be ready next time. We'll be ready next time.
Yep, Deontay's ready to cast SNL and everything.
I also read that apparently Sophie Thatcher, she can literally cry one eye at a time on command.
What?
That's what the director said. The director said in an interview that she could literally cry on command with just one eye. So I mean that just adds to her acting ability with her eye. That's insane.
That's insane.
She's hosted like 2 episodes of SNL at the very least. She made 2 appearances on the show. I don't know why I thought she was a recurring cast member too, but I might have had that backwards for somebody else.
What is your obsession with SNL?
I don't know.
It's probably Sophie it's Sophie stirred that up with me.
I see.
But why?
I see her so much on the show. I feel like she is a recurring cast member, but
I didn't know
Sophie Thatcher.
I didn't know any of her ties to SNL.
She's been a host like during her campaign for like Heretic, and then she hosted for like a movie way back in the day, and she was promoting it back then too. I can't remember what the other movie was, but she's been in like Boogeyman. She's been in
yeah.
Damn.
Like Maxine, Heretic,
Maxine,
Yellow Jackets, all those.
She was promoting one of those movies the first time she hosted an episode, and it's just like, man, this movie would have flirted better with her that way.
I will say Josh's nickname for his pet name being Beat Boot, just sent me. Absolutely sent me. I was dying laughing. I was like, you're diabolical, dude. Like,
man, an absolute beast.
Literally called her Beat Boot. Come on now.
Like, really, dude?
Come on now.
Real quick, I'm gonna give a shout out to Badgers TTV. So anybody that's watching this from Twitch, if you have access to his account, you can see his username right here on the screen, and go and give him a follow. Show him some love. He's a very supportive man in SNN. We are almost to 300 followers.
Shout out.
Yes, Lord.
Yes.
Trying to work our way up to Twitch partners so we can get that money. We're affiliate right now, so this gets little money, but we need that money.
This was also produced by the people that did Barbarian. And actually, the director was supposed to be Zach Kreger, who directed Barbarian, but instead, this is the feature debut of Drew Hancock. Is the director of this, and this is his feature debut, his first feature. And for a first feature, I thought this was really, really well done. Shot very well. I will say some of the cinematography felt plain to me. It was kind of just like a basically shot film. Like there wasn't much visual flair to this movie. The only visual flair that I can think of is when she shoots herself in the head and you see the bullet go through her eyes. That was a very great, inventive shot. That like I love. That's honestly, that might be my favorite shot of the whole movie. Like that was just inventive, great. Just because like it just you can see it going through her white eyes, and just every time her eyes went white, I just really liked that the way it looked. But yeah, shout out to him for this being his featured debut. I mean, really great debut for sure.
Yeah, poor Iris, man. She had it bad. So bad.
Yeah. I mean, she comes out on top at the end.
She sure does. I don't even know where the hell she got that weapon from. But
oh, the cork, the automatic cork thing.
Mhm.
We see them use it earlier
Yeah.
in the film. They use
They
it at the
set it
very
up.
beginning.
They
Yeah.
set it up. They use it, I think, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
She's on the ground where her hands completely separated from everything, and all of a sudden it's in her hand. You don't see her reaching for it, and she just
Yeah.
it's like
That was a
okay.
that was a sick kill though. I did like that kill. That was a really good gore.
I enjoyed that.
Me too.
I enjoyed it. I don't know where the hell that cork came from, but I'm glad she had it on hand. Maybe she put it in her pocket while nobody's looking, and that's how she had it on her. She was just waiting for that right moment to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's another. I thought it had a great message too. Like I really liked the message of the film.
Yeah.
And I thought it wasn't like, I don't know. It was a very well for a feature debut. I know he didn't. I don't know if he wrote this or he I don't know the writer. I forgot who wrote this, but for a feature debut, it was like really well done. Like really subtle. Really well made. Where it was just. It wasn't over the head with it, you know. It didn't bang you over the head. It was just like a really great message.
Oh yeah, you don't know me. Get a little sass in there. That's basically the bread and butter of what this is all about. Like, because Jack Quaid played Josh Beeman, who is just like this big ass incel control freak, and he's down horrendous for a reason. Gets what he calls a fuck bot, and he's basically just like, I gave you too many emotions. I made you a little bit too intelligent. So now you have like somewhat a sense of independence. You can express yourself and all kinds of shit. And he's just like, you know what? At the end of the movie, I'm just going to turn all of this shit off and make you just a dumb, submissive robot to me. And it's like, ooh, he's going to have a very enjoyable death when this is over. And he did.
He did. He really did. I really did like the message.
Oh, I think Bella's muted.
She's doing things.
I'm so sorry my laptop died.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
Like, thank you. Yeah, no, I agree. I thought the message was great. I have been here the whole time.
Yeah. I thought it was like, I don't know. It was very like I said, it wasn't like overhanded. It wasn't smacking you over the face. It was a fun, hilarious time with some good gore, but you still caught the message perfectly clear.
Absolutely. No, and I loved what they did with the Patrick character. Like the supporting characters in this, I thought were so well done. So
good.
Yeah. My only few issues I have with it is I felt like the ending could have been done better.
Yeah.
I felt like they didn't know how to wrap it up, so they just have her kind of driving off into the distance, and then she sees another version of herself or whatever, another robot, and just waves at it, and it's just like, I don't know. I feel like the ending could have been done better, and also the whole relationship between Josh, Jack Quaid's character, and then his two friends, Kat and Eli, that could have been developed way better. Like the whole, why'd they come up with this plan? Like, what was their whole relationship together and stuff? Some of that could have been done better. And like, even like Jack Quaid's like Josh character, we get he's an incel, but I feel like there could have been more developed with that too as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They made him very one-dimensional after a certain point.
That's what he felt like, just one-dimensional.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She got a little bit too on the nose. It's just like, for me, I've known Jack Quaid for a lot of roles, so it's like still kind of hard for me to see him like grow into like a villain. And he's over here throwing Sophie all across the room, slamming her head into the ground and doing all kinds of shit. I'm like, Jack would never do this to a woman. What the hell? I'm completely taken out of my escapism for this, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
like those were my only issues with it. Was just kind of the ending. I just felt like could have been. I felt like they didn't. They were following a pace and following a kind of a story, and then they kind of the third act they didn't really know how to wrap it up. So they were just kind of like, all right, let's hurry up and wrap this up real quick. And then just his relationship with Kat and Eli and their whole dynamic and their friendship and just like some more backstory with him could have been nice.
Yeah. Agreed. I was also really intrigued by like the emotional depth of the robots as well. Just because like we have it alluded to of like they are experiencing this form of genuine love.
mm-hmm.
But like the boundaries for that of like where does like what I was curious about like like the limitations to their emotional connection and if they existed, like did they actually achieve a genuine form of like sentient emotional human connection with AI?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just me.
Mind-boggling.
Just intrigued by that.
Right?
Because we have that moment where she's like has free will finally, and then she hesitates to kill him, and I'm like, I don't know if I buy that. I think I would be really ready to like
Exactly. Like he put you through so much hell. What?
Yes.
He even had Patrick kill innocent people. So many innocent people died in this movie, and she still wanted to spare him.
Yeah. Crazy.
Like they had a whole cutaway scene of her working with like the other empathic guy to get like whatever she needed. I was like, you could have just bumped her aggression up to 100%. She would have just came in and slayed his ass. But I feel like that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Yeah.
And you could increase their strength. Like you can make those AI stronger. What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, I'm curious. I'm like, okay, so what did he decided her levels need to be?
Exactly. It's like I could give your strength 100%, but who knows if you'll turn and kill me?
Exactly. I'm like, at that point, he's like, trust no. Just no one.
I just made the first Terminator. Oh shit.
Yeah, literally.
I do really like the pacing as well.
Yes.
I thought because I watched this and Presence on a double feature, and I thought Presence is about 20 minutes shorter, and I thought this went by faster than Presence.
Same. I also did these as a double feature. That's so funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're connected through the universe. That's what it is.
Yes.
A universal connection.
It is.
But yeah, like the pacing was great on it. Like it went by so fast for me.
It really did.
It was just like a fun gory ride.
I actually recommend this one to a lot of my friends who, like, if they're going to the movie theater, I'm like, I think you should go see Companion. That one's just a fun time.
Yes, please. Yes, please. I want to see a sequel now.
I don't think this one needs a sequel.
Yeah.
It depends.
I'm sorry.
I mean, if you have pretty much like another toxic relationship with like a different aspect of toxicity, but not, I don't know. Like you have to do some exploration, I guess. This movie had some ways that could have like made this movie like a top film of the year, but they fell short certain aspects of it. I really don't think Eli and Patrick were even needed for this movie. Honestly, they were just like comic relief.
Oh, I disagree.
I thought they were very kind of integral to the movie.
Same.
For the most part, like Eli was in on the heist though, and the weirdest part is like Eli's in on the heist, and Jack or Josh didn't want the AI in on the getting the money too. But it's like, why would you give the money to an AI? What are they going to spend it on? I don't.
Well, I mean, they were human. I mean, they were human enough where they could have just, you know, they obviously bought stuff for themselves. Probably, I'm guessing. I mean, but I mean that
When
goes to
you,
Bella's point of the AI could have been maybe a little more explained how they work.
yeah, because it's like if you split the money, it's like that's like $1 million split 3 ways. If you're going to give it to Eli, you're essentially giving it to Patrick anyway. So it's just like, maybe just like a petty, queepy thing for me.
You just really wanted the SNL cast. That's what you wanted.
I want an SNL cast for the next companion. Companion 2, different Iris. This one's going to be Leslie
Chloe.
Jones.
I think they should bring back Kate McKinnon, personally.
Yes. Kate McKinnon, and then Pete Davidson be the toxic boyfriend. Oh man.
You might be onto something with that.
You see where I'm going? Like Colin Jost and Michael Che would be like the two toxic best friends. Comic relief aspect of the movie. Like this could sell. This could sell.
I feel like Colin Jost needs to be the Sergey character.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
can
know
see
enough
that now.
about SNL to.
Oh,
I'm not in the loop, I guess.
Man, you got to watch that Weekend Update, man. If you
You
don't
do.
watch
It's
it
so
for anything
funny.
else, watch Weekend Update.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was a really great movie. I liked it a lot. Besides those few issues I had, I just, I wish that those issues could have been done better. And like for the first and second act, I was really like, man, I'm really loving this movie. But I don't know, it started to kind of lose steam in the third act as well for me.
Yeah.
yeah. I see that. It's like a little hard to figure out where it was building to after a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it had a lot of clever and smart ideas and like ways. Like I said, the dialogue was really well written and just really well written overall. Just needed some more development with some of the characters and some of the friendships there, and just could have ended better for me.
And another reason that a sequel might be necessary is just like this movie kind of appealed to like people who survived like dealing with narcissistic and control freaks. Like maybe you could appeal to like a whole nother aspect of like toxicity in a relationship, but I don't know.
Yeah, it hits a lot of like toxic relationship and just like the verbal abuse and escalates to physical abuse after a certain point. Like the line that he tells her of like, just smile and act happy. Like,
Oh my god.
like that one always gets me. I'm like, yep, there it is.
Oh. The
But yeah,
screenwriter knew what they're doing.
They did, for sure. I agree. Like, I think that's actually a really well-written film. And, like, the monologue, it's not quite a monologue. It's a little too short, but, like, the dialogue specifically between Eli and Patrick, when Patrick is like, I know I'm a robot. And they're, like, and I hurt. And, like, there is, like, all of this pain and stuff. I was actually, like, really touched by that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that was kind of a repeating thing for them.
I was rooting for them the entire time.
They're arguably the best couple.
For real. Even though I wish that Harvey would have been Bo and Yang, I could settle for that.
Oh my gosh.
I can settle for that.
To be fair,
I love Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, on some reviews of this, I always read the reviews just to see what other people are saying. Some reviews of this did say that it felt like an SNL skit extended. So maybe you're getting at something there, Deontay.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about the cinematography and then like the ridiculousness of some of the shots. But yeah, I do think it lends itself to almost feeling like the mock trailers that they do.
Oh,
I'll send you one.
Companion 2's coming.
I'll send you one, Jacob. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I liked it. I mean, what would you guys give it? What was your ratings?
You know what? I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I would give it. I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10. And my grade for it would be somewhere between B minus and solid B. Definitely didn't hit as hard or didn't fall as hard as Presence did, but good
Yeah.
movie.
This is a movie I could see watching again. I give it like my grade wise, I give it an A minus, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. So
Hey.
Aye.
I thought it was. I mean, I thought it was great overall. Just had those few little nitpicks,
Yeah,
issues.
that's so fair.
But what it's
Right.
going for, I felt like it pretty much achieved, and especially feature debut, some great performances. I was just really great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes, Diddy does approve of this. He's rich enough to have a whole bunch of his own little emotional support companions. And oh god, he can do all.
Where are we going on this?
I was about to say.
Those freak off parties.
We can go there, but it has to be after the live. No, I'm just kidding.
If you go there, I will be leaving.
Yeah, at a certain time of night, it's time to go home.
Yeah, but I really like
Yeah.
this.
Same.
And like for a movie, this sounds so misogynistic of me, but for a movie about like female struggles and problems, some of them I guess it doesn't really sound that misogynistic. It just sounds kind of real, but like some of them, they don't hit me like it would hit like a female, like it doesn't like hit me. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't make me really think about the themes. It's kind of, I wouldn't say lost on me. Like I get what they're going for, but I just don't like, engage with it as much. But this theme I really engage with. And I was like, even this theme a little bit, I was kind of looking at myself and I was like checking myself because I was looking at Josh's character, Jack Quaid's character, Josh, and I was looking at him, I was like, oh God, this is a sad man. This is a really sad man. I was like, I hope. And then I was checking myself. I was making sure that I wasn't in any way like this man. I was like, I never want to be this man. Like it scares me.
There's dudes like that all over the United States too.
Yeah, and it just kind of made me evaluate me, and it even made me evaluate how I was in past relationships. Like, was I ever like this? Like, was I ever toxic like this? Because this is really sad. And like,
It's like you start going back through and it's like, oh God.
Yeah, I was just like, oh no. I was like, I hope I don't relate to this guy in any way. And thankfully, in all my searching, I don't think I did in any way. But that's subjective. But I like that it made me think like that, though. It makes you do as a man. It makes you do a self check and be like, oh, okay, this is what you should not be like as a man to a woman, and like you should probably, I mean, I feel like we shouldn't have to have that lesson, but I feel like at the same time, a lot of people need that lesson. So I like that.
A lot of dudes, yeah.
At the same time, we keep making movies about women as robots.
Fair. That's fair.
I don't know what that's about. I could not say.
I don't know why they reach for that. If it's sitting on a shelf and you have all these other options, you're just like, female sex robot movie. Now we're gonna make it.
It's like, we haven't done that in 5 years. Let's bring it back.
Oh man, Hollywood director, there's something else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I thought they did good with it, though. I thought they.
No, I love this movie. I think it's doing a great job.
I rag on Companion a lot, but at the end of the day, like I'm probably if they announce Companion 2, I'm taking my ass to the theater to see it.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm sad.
Oh yeah, like I'll probably definitely own this and rewatch it for sure.
Mhm.
Mhm. No, it's a great time.
Yeah, that's all I have for a companion.
That's all I got.
Yeah, me too.
That's clean.
Das is good, yes. All I
You
think
sounded
about.
like it's like German accent. I'm like detecting from you.
I keep thinking about that scene where she's talking to the police officer and nothing but German. Ich spreche Sie Deutsch, Sprecky. I was crying the whole time.
I did
So
like those
funny.
scenes when she was switching the languages, going through the languages. I like that scene too.
Mhm.
Sophie's just really good at multiple languages.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever she does next. Great actress.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Shout out to Sophie Thatcher.
Yeah, and everyone go see this for Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, and see it with your significant other.
Mhm.
Yes. I second all
And-
of these things.
And specifically, see it with if you have a boyfriend that you have an issue with, or if you have a boyfriend that you do not like, but you're still with. Maybe you should go see this, and maybe it will make you think about things. You know.
Mhm.
And hey, if it doesn't, you can always buy an automatic decorker for a wine bottle.
I don't condone murder, but maybe.
I mean, if Bella condones it, I might as well.
I never said I condone it. I said you could.
we heard that. Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like just on a murder streak this evening, it seems.
Yeah, but I mean, I also think I made that like self-discovery, like I was going back and forth through my thing because in a weird way, not his character, but the way Jack Quaid acts and stuff reminds me of me a little bit. We kind of have the same awkward vibe going on. We kind of got curly hair, white boy curly hair.
All white boy.
We kind of have that. We have that similar stuff where it's just like I could kind of could see that, but yeah.
It's like the printer machine from Inside Out when she's like dreaming about the teenage boyfriend.
Thankfully for me, I did not see any similarities besides the looks, and that's it.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
James Gunn, if you're watching this, cast Jack Quaid to be Barry Allen.
Ooh.
Please.
Cast me to be Barry Allen then. What the heck?
Shit.
I'll be the Flash.
We need a Flash. We need a live action Flash. Grant Gustin needs to not be the only guy that did it right.
Yeah, I'll be the Flash. I can run.
I believe in you, Jacob. You run. Run, Forrest, run.
Yeah.
He is the fastest man alive.
Yeah. Maybe, possibly. I mean, hey, Hollywood, I'm a Swiss Army knife, okay? I can be the Flash. We already talked about me being Timothée Chalamet's stand-in, if you need that. I mean, whatever you need, I'm there. I could direct for you,
Yeah,
I could be your cinematographer,
Is this where you're going to segue into the A24 plug?
Wow. You read me. I've been read. But yes. So speaking of that, I didn't do this last episode actually, and I thought about it after our episode ended, and I was upset.
Wow.
Every episode I've done it except last episode. I had a 15 episode streak, and I broke it. So here we are again. A24. I know you watch these. I know you do. I know you've seen one of my TikToks. I tag you in the comments of my TikToks. I know you see it. I know you see this pale white man, the scary looking, tall, pale white guy.
Oh,
and you think, He sounds a little southern, you know. I don't think we like him. Well, guess what? You're wrong. You should hire me. I am a nice man. I would be a great director or cinematographer for any film that you make coming up, as long as it's not about like a experience that I can't relate to, and then I would be a terrible director. But I could also be a robot and companion too. Yes. Oh, movie pitch idea. Slender Man. Yes, my friends have called me Slender Man. I get it. Yes. I'll do my finish my A24 pitch, then I'll give you my movie idea. Yeah, A24. Anyway, hire me, you know. I have a degree in film. You know, I've directed things. I've been a cinematographer on things. I've also acted in things. I feel like you could use me, you know.
Absolutely.
Hire me.
He's Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
I'm also, if you ever work with Timothy Chalamet again, you need to stand in for him. I'm your guy. If you ever need somebody to be Jack Quaid stand-in, I could maybe be your guy. You know, I'll be a stand-in if I have to. A24, hire me.
I got a new nickname for Jacob now. I'm gonna call him the innocent Bill Skarsgård.
Okay.
That was like out of nowhere.
I can see more resemblance in Bill in Jacob than I can with Jack Quaid.
I don't know how to take
I
that.
disagree with that.
Bill Skarsgård always plays monsters. What are you trying to say about me, huh?
Are you saying that he belongs in prosthetics? Because that's what I'm hearing.
I mean, we can corrupt Jacob and make him evil.
Call me Count Orlok. I'll be Nosferatu. Lily Rose Depp is. Oh heck yeah! Call me Count Orlok. You know?
Oh yeah, I forgot to do my Count Orlok impression.
There's time.
All right, here we go. All right. You must call me your lord. I was not ready for that.
I thought it was pretty great.
You gotta catch me.
You can do the voice, and I'll be the body. There we go.
Man, can you imagine like Jacob in a Pennywise costume?
Yes, I can. Actually, I see that.
He would be a tall Pennywise for sure.
That makes him more menacing.
Mm-hmm.
I did say, you know, at the end, when Nosferatu dies at the end and he gets like really like shrinked up and he's got them long skinny legs, I was like, that's literally me. I was like, literally me, you know? That was a literally me character unlocked in that moment. So I understand.
You have longer and luxurious hair than him, though.
That's true. I don't have a mustache either. I can't grow that cool of a mustache either, so.
You watched that scene and it was like those moments in video games and it's like new character skin unlocked.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
I even leaned over to my friend. I was like, that's literally me.
It's like so me.
Yeah.
So me, you know. Sometimes, you know, you never know.
So Timothy Chalamet stand-in, the innocent Bill Skarsgård. And I think those will be the two best references to Jacob from here on out.
I'll take it. I'll take that one.
Didn't we also like vaguely reference alien creature from Alien Romulus as like Jacob potentially being a stand-in for it?
Well, I think he did say that. I want to say
that was something. Yeah, Jacob. I think you pitched that yourself.
That was him. Yeah.
You know,
Jacob called himself the hybrid or wherever he called. What was the name of that creature? The abomination. That's what it was called.
Was it Abomination?
I think it was Abomination. I think
so.
Alien Romulus. I'm Googling. I'm pulling up that it says it's the Offspring.
The Offspring. Yeah, the Offspring. Yeah, that was all Jacob. Me and Bella did not say this.
Yo, Yeah, the offspring. You know, I can be that too. A24. If you make some kind of alien movie and you want a weird looking, ugly alien creature thing,
Yeah.
I'm your guy.
You
I'll
know
do
how
it.
hard it is to make this man ugly.
You just made me want to hug you. You beautiful man.
This handsome devil right here.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. You're so wonderful. You know what? I may be handsome, but you're just the hottest of the hot. You're a baddie.
Stop it.
Do I need to go hide in the closet right now?
Stop it. Bella, get him.
I'm just saying. Oh, I forgot
right
about my I just had a stroke again.
Oh.
My movie pitch. Okay. If me, Diego said I should be in Companion 2 as a robot. Here's my movie pitch. You cast a lonely, I don't know how you do this because I don't see them playing this part, but you do it anyway. You cast a lonely Florence Pugh, a lonely Jenna Ortega, a lonely Rachel Zegler. One of them are lonely. All right. They're really lonely. And they get a bot, and I'm the bot. I'll play the bot, you know?
The male bot. Oh shit.
I'll be their bot, you know. And maybe they're toxic to me, and you know, maybe they abuse me. And in a weird way, maybe I would be strong. I'd be okay with that, you know. And in certain situations, I would be okay with that. And
This
then
is why.
And then in the end, I may get my revenge. I may not. Maybe the whole movie is me taking it, you know. And it's a commentary on people being stuck in bad relationships. I don't know where I'm really going with this, but you should do this. New Line Cinema. I know I just really tore a new one into you when I talked about your marketing, and I'm sorry about that. But if you're viewing this, and Zach Kreger and Drew Hancock, you beautiful men that make some good horror movies, there's an idea for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I can sit there. I will sit there and let them say mean things to me.
Look at Jacob getting us one step closer to total equality. I'm proud of you.
Exactly.
Slowly but surely fixing Hollywood.
Just put me in Hollywood and I can fix everything. I mean, think about it.
Was this in reference to my closet joke?
Yep.
I suspected. I didn't give you enough time to like really heat it up.
Thank you. Thank you. I at least have one ticket sold.
Yeah.
Make it 3 because me and Bella are going.
Exactly. Front row.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's all I have to say on Companion and my movie ideas.
Yeah.
Same here.
I think I've lost my mind a little bit.
What we doing for the next episode?
I'm thinking. I've been trying to think of the next episode because honestly, I could have done an episode. I was telling Bella this earlier. If I would have seen Hard Eyes sooner, I could have done an episode on that. But by the time we do a next episode, that'll be out because it's a Valentine's Day thing. But yeah, I'll plug that though. Go see Hard Eyes 2 for Valentine's Day. That's a great slasher, one of the best slasher in recent years. I said it. I loved it. It was great. My favorite movie of the year. It's better than all 3 of these movies we just talked about. I said it. And then go watch it. It was great. Hard Eyes, glowing recommendation for me. I only have a few issues. I won't say that. None. I mean, it was great. It was A-2, 4 out of 5. It was great. I loved it. Go check out Hard Eyes. But yeah, the next episode, I mean, you said I could do Captain America, which I would like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Brave New World, but I don't. Captain America could be the next one, possibly. Depends how it is, though. If it's not good, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to talk bad about Marvel, but I get burnt out, and I just don't want to spend an entire episode talking about a mediocre Marvel movie. That just does not sound fun for anybody. So we'll see how it turns out.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, great. Captain America movies have always been my thing in the MCU, so I'm hoping for the best. And then so yeah, that if not that, I'd have to see. I'll probably take it as it goes, kind of see what movie, because there's not really that many like big name movies. The Monkey is coming out soon.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one.
I am really hyped for that one. You know, I had my beef with Long Legs, had my issues with it, but if the Monkey, I may do one on the Monkey. So we'll have to see the Monkey possibly, or Captain America. Those are the upcoming. I know for sure though, unless it's bad. I hope it's not bad. Please don't be bad.
Yeah, especially
The Weeknd has a movie coming out in May, and I will be definitely seeing that opening night. Jenna Ortega's in it. Barry Keoghan's in it. His new album is amazing. I know I'm not a music person. This is a movie page, but I'll just shout out album of the year. I don't think any album's going to top it. Best album of the year. I loved it. I've been listening to it on repeat for over a week. The Weeknd is a top 3 artist for me. If you guys didn't, that's something you guys didn't know about me. The Weeknd is a top 3 artist for me. I don't look like I would listen to The Weeknd, but you know what? I love The Weeknd. He's a top 3, like I said, top 3 artist. Oh man, I love that man and his music. So I am so excited for the movie. It's also directed by the guy who directed Waves, if you've seen that, which is a great A24 movie. He also made It Comes at Night, which is not so great A24 movie in my opinion. But Waves is an amazing A24 movie. It's so beautiful. And he's directing it and writing it. And The Weeknd, it's coinciding with this album. I think it's going to have similar themes. And yeah, Jenna Ortega, Barry Keoghan. I mean, come on, I'm so looking forward to that one. So definitely wait. An episode will probably be coming for that one for sure.
Yeah, the Weeknd was known for a certain TV show on HBO Max.
The Idol.
Yes,
I never watched
with Lily Rose Depp. Yeah,
I never watched it, and I never will because
you shouldn't.
I love that man.
Worth it.
I love that man too much, and I've seen enough clips to know that I would not enjoy it.
He plays a douchebag, a huge douchebag.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of his music is kind of, he has themes of that, but
very toxic.
Well, more toxic, but yeah, I am so excited for this movie, and yeah, Jenna Ortega seems to really be excited for it. She's been posting. I mean, she's in it, so probably yeah, but you know, she seems to be really. She came out talking about it and saying how great it was, and Barry Keoghan as well. So it has great talent. So
yeah,
I'm hoping it's great. But yeah, that's all I got really. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, Captain America or the Monkey will probably be the next ones.
Oh yeah.
Woo.
Maybe. There's another one. There's another movie I'm blanking on that's coming out soon, but it could be the Monkey and something else, possibly. Or it could be Captain America. I don't know. It'll be one of those two. Look forward to it. I'll be back. I'm not going anywhere.
Hey. 2025 is going to be a fun time.
Yes.
Let's go.
I've been doing better this year so far with my podcast and my movie watching. I've already seen 4 new releases this year, which is crazy for me, but I'm trying my best. Keeping it in there. And like I said, Daddy's here, and Daddy's going to kiss the boo-boo.
I cannot with the daddy references.
Yes.
And stay tuned for Saturday Night Nerds gaming streams, reactions to music, anime, TV show, movie nights. You guys should react to music. If you're reacting to music, you should react to The Weeknd's new album and talk about how amazing it is. And yeah, coming soon.
Yeah.
And more collaboration streams with Badgers. Shout out Badgers TV.
Go
yes,
Badgers.
Lord. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe, please, to the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Follow us on Twitch, please, and follow us on Facebook. That's where you can catch all of these live streams whenever we either announce it or we're just broadcasting. So you'll never miss a new episode again.
You'll never miss this face. It'll never be gone.
Mhm.
It'll always be haunting you. And follow me also on everything: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Is that it? Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Jacob's Film Perspectives. I'll be posting out of theater reactions. So even if there are movies that we don't talk about, every new movie I see, I may post a reaction for. So yeah, if you want to know my thoughts on all movies, check that out. It's pretty cool. I do out of theater reactions. It's pretty awkward. I have to do it in front of my friends usually.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah.
they're so fun though.
Mhm.
Yes.
I really appreciated the innovative cinematography for your presence response.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Shout out. Actually,
Yeah.
if you're going to watch any of them, watch the Presence one. One of my friends came up with that idea. He's like, dude, we should shoot it like the movie. I was like, you know what? Let's do
Nice.
that. And you know what? It came out better than I thought. So guess what? And that actually, it's my I think it's my worst performing video so as to date, actually.
What
Two
the
days.
hell?
Then
I
even
think-
more so, you should watch it.
That's why I'm shouting out right now. I think it's my least performing video to date that I know of. Like I know for sure it's the worst on TikTok, and it may be on Instagram. So yeah, go check that one out. Give that one all the love because my friend put a lot of work with his camera work, and yeah, it was really good, and I liked it.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, check that out. Check that page out. Also follow me on Letterboxd. You know, I know I've been thinking about changing my Letterboxd to my Jacob's Film Perspectives, but I don't want a lot of people following me. I don't know why. I'm a weirdo. But if you're watching this, it's Jacob Smith 9817.
Jacob
Letterboxd.
Smith, 91.7.
I don't write reviews on there. I just give movies stars and add movies to the watch list. But I do like people's reviews. So if you have reviews, I'll like them.
You're like my one follower, and you do. I can attest. You like my reviews.
I will like, sometimes comment. I am a good supporter of Letterboxd reviews. So yeah, follow me on there.
Hell yeah.
That's all the plugging I have.
I got one final shout out for a certain podcast by the name of Craven's Conventions.
Oh my
Thanks.
God, that's my favorite podcast. No,
So
wait.
good.
Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna make me cry. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. You should listen to my podcast. It's called Craven Conventions. The spelling of Craven Conventions right here is the Instagram page for it, and I'm gonna be starting to post horror movie reviews exclusively on that page here soon. So we got some fresh content coming there, and then we're about to release two or three different episodes entirely deep diving the Stepford Wives film adaptations that exist. So that's what I got for you. I don't know when those are going to be released, but they're coming.
Mhm. Hells yeah.
It's better than my page, actually. So yeah, go follow.
It's
me.
not true whatsoever, but I really appreciate the plug, and you guys are very, very kind, and much love to all of you and the Saturday Night Nerds Network who let me come on here occasionally.
Yes.
The absolute legend herself. You seen her here first before she blew up.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Click on the last comment. There's a great comment. You got to click on it.
This one right here? Or was
No,
it another one?
the last one. Please do it.
Oh, shoot.
Good night, Deontay, Bella, and Daddy.
No!
Yes. Thank you, Diego.
No.
Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I am your father.
We are all Bella fans.
I'm big fans of all of you as well. You're the best.
Yes, I have a T-shirt with her face on it.
I got one too. You just can't see it.
I got unreleased Bella merch.
Yep.
I didn't know this was happening.
Go to her Patreon and drop $1,000 on her right now.
Yes.
Go
You
to
should absolutely do
Spotify.
that. Pay my rent.
Yes, go to Spotify and listen to Craven Conventions 24/7. Yeah, just listen to it all the time. Whatever you're doing, just listen to it. Family events, just listen to it.
Yeah.
A funeral, listen to it.
A
Shopping,
wedding, listen to
it. A wedding, listen to it. A birth of a child, listen to it.
Mhm.
That's baby
Honestly,
Hey, that's better than hearing a baby scream. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you may learn a thing or two. We're gonna have some episodes on the Dead Ringers remake from 2023 that's all about gynecology. So,
Well, we got a lot
There
to
you
look forward to.
I'm so sorry.
We got a lot to look forward to with this show. Uh-huh.
yeah,
We're gonna learn today.
Leave it to me to work gynecology awkwardly into a conversation.
If it's not awkward, we don't want it.
yeah. I mean, that could be said for my whole page. Is awkward.
Hell yeah. We're awkward turtles.
I had someone tell me the other day that every reaction that I do, out of theater reaction I do, I look like I'm being held hostage and I'm terrified. I had someone tell me this the other day, that every out of theater reaction review I do, I look absolutely terrified and that I'm being held hostage and being held to gunpoint recorded. And you know what? That could be true because,
That is a whole new perspective.
Next time, yeah. So actually, go watch my video just for that. If you want to see somebody look like they've been held hostage, go look at that.
Damn.
It's me.
Whole new perspective. It's a Jacobs film perspective.
That's what I'm talking about, Bella.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We need to clip that and make an intro out of that.
Oh my god.
There needs to be a new bite or something, like a clip or something. You gotta clip that. It's crazy.
We gotta pay her royalties for this shit now. So oh man.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
So I got.
Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Peace out.